presentation of the National Football League.
Just a few moments ago here in Arrowhead, it is always a kick and a half when the flyby is a stealth bomber flying overhead here at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Welcome back, everyone. The Denver Broncos have won the toss. They will receive, that is number 23, Andre Hall, who is deep. Returning kickoffs at a 27.5-yard average. And we're underway. Hall at the goal line. To the 20. To the 30. And out to the 32-yard line. And that's where the Denver Broncos will get started on offense.
Research Medical Center kickoff captain.
That's the Broncos quarterback, Jay Cutler, still learning. 5 and 8 as a starter, all the promise in the world. 8 touchdowns, 8 picks on the season. The veteran on the offensive line is Matt Lepsis in his 11th year. He's charged with protecting Jay Cutler's blind side. And with Travis Henry sideline, watch the rookie from Texas, number 35, Selvin Young, who'll be starting in his place. Faking the end around, Cutler avoids the pressure, gets it to Young, and Young out close to the 35 for a pickup of about 3. The Chiefs 4-3 defense. We will all watch number 69, Jared Allen, having an outstanding season with 8.5 sacks. The linebackers, Derek Johnson, Napoleon Harris, and the veteran Donnie Edwards, as reliable as they come, the author of 28 career interceptions. The secondary has youngsters in the middle with Pollard and Page, veterans on the corners in Ty Law, and number 23, Patrick Surtain. On 2nd and 7, Cutler on the slant. And that's complete to the 45-yard line to Brandon Marshall and a Denver first down.
When Marshall comes up limping a little bit, he's going to head for the Denver sideline. They can ill afford any more injuries. Just a very simple little soft slant. Surtain doesn't fight for the inside position. Pretty much concedes the pass. Almost got his right hand in on it. But Marshall went to the sidelines. He's the Denver Broncos leading receiver.
Replaced by Glenn Martinez. Pass on the far side of the field over the top of Martinez.
Jay
second-year
Cutler,
receiver out of Saginaw Valley State. Excuse me, Dan.
No, remember, Jay Cutler on the first play of the game almost was sacked by Jared Allen, who came through there amazingly unblocked. And this Denver drive has stayed alive. This guy right here, relentless is the only word I can use to describe his pursuit of the quarterback.
Brandon Marshall is back onto the field for the Broncos on 2nd and 10. This is Young. Young with a hole up the middle. 40. 30. Inside the 25-yard line, a huge gain for the Broncos and the rookie Selvin Young, and a first down for the Broncos.
Well, we have seen many guys run this. I don't care if your name was Bell or Davis or on down the line. Take a look at that opening the Denver offensive line gives for the rookie. Wow. The cutback is there. The seal off by Cooper and Lepsis. And then it's just up to Selvin Young, who does not have breakaway speed.
33 quick yards. This is Young trying the right side. Penalty marker flies as he gets inside the 20 to the 15-yard line. Our referee today is Tony Correnti. And here's his first call of the day.
During the run, illegal block in the back. Offense, number 17. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Glenn Martinez guilty of the penalty, and that'll back the Broncos up.
During the run.
A good look at Martinez, though, pleading his case to Judge Mike Shanahan. The ruling is 10-yard penalty, and the judge isn't happy. This drive was going quite nicely, thank you, for the Denver Broncos. Finding some big holes for Selvin Young, whether it's the cutback or that time breaking containment and getting outside to the right.
It was fun talking with Selvin Young yesterday. The young man does not lack for self-confidence.
No, you love that in a rookie. I said, where did you think you were going to be drafted? Of course, he wasn't, but he goes, hey, I thought it was Adrian Peterson. I thought it was me.
Young is buried in the backfield by number 56, Derek Johnson.
Boy, the #1 draft choice of a couple of years ago comes right off the edge. Here he is from the left, totally unblocked, sees the handoff, and I'm sure goes, wow, is this really happening? Doesn't get much easier than that.
I think we've said it before, Dan. It's really easy to play this game when you're not blocked.
When you're unblocked. I always enjoyed guys doing a huge celebration, like they ran over 3 guys to get there. The bigger the celebration, I think, the less they were blocked.
2nd and 24. Cutler quick pass outside. Tony Scheffler, the tight end, breaking tackles inside the 30 and down to the 25. This is a new experience for the young Denver quarterback.
It really is, and those kind of passes are just wonderful. What a way to get a young quarterback started. It's a pass you almost can't miss, but it's up to the receiver to make something happen. In that situation, Scheffler did a really nice job of making a couple guys miss and picking up some good yards.
Many a quarterback will tell you that the noise here in Arrowhead is unlike any other around the league. Cutler on 3rd down has it batted at the line and it falls incomplete. Looked like it might have been Turk McBride, the rookie defensive end out of Tennessee, number 90.
He's working at left defensive tackle. He's inside. There he is, just coming into your picture, and you're right. He hardly even elevates. That pass from Cutler was just in a place where it hit him right in the left forearm.
Jason Elam now for 44 yards out to try to get the Broncos on the board. And he pulls it, but stays just inside the left goalpost. So the Broncos hit the scoreboard first. A Jason Elam field goal. 3-0 Denver. We're back to Arrowhead after this.
Hey, Janice.
Hey, Phil.
Janice, have you heard about Southwest Airlines' new Business Select? It guarantees that you're one of the first to board, you get extra Rapid Rewards credit, and you get a free drink.
Really?
Yeah, and the ticket is fully refundable.
Cool.
Well, happy birthday, Janice.
Thanks for remembering, Phil.
Business Select, new from Southwest Airlines.
Nice guy.
You are now free to move about the country.
I've been to Richmond, Chevy Chase, seeing clients face to face. California, Del Mar, got a flashy rental car. Comfort Suites, love this place. Take a look at all the space. Smoke-free, clean air, the rooms, the lobby, everywhere. Downtime, shop for toys, pick up presents for the boys. Little Rock, feeling fine, getting home right on time.
This fall, stay at Comfort Suites, Comfort Inn, Quality, Sleep In, or Clarion Hotels. After 2 separate stays, you'll earn a free night with Choice privileges. For reservations, visit choicehotels.com. Choice Hotels. We'll see you there.
Why would we build an SUV with magnesium paddle shifters and a 30-gig music and navigation system?
This is your vacation house?
Because for a limited time, get 1.9% APR on the 2007 Mitsubishi Outlander.
Tuesday.
Maybe the 4 of us should go out sometime.
An enemy of the Duque family is getting too close.
I'm not ending the relationship.
Now you know why Pop picked someone off the street to run the company. Oh!
She'll do anything to get me to the Duque family.
There was a time I was especially fond of you. And you of me.
Kane, new episode Tuesday on CBS.
Few sights are more breathtaking than Arrowhead Stadium on a football Sunday afternoon.
They know how to dress.
There's Selvin Young right in the middle of that threesome. Had 2 carries for 30 yards and a big part of the drive that netted the Broncos a 3-0 lead. This is Eddie Drummond. Drummond back to the 20, right up the middle and across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. Damon Heward getting the start for the Chiefs. We'll talk about the Chiefs offense after this.
Conquered the skies. Conquered Mount Everest. Conquered the moon. Conquered the neck. Introducing the new Philips Norelco Architect. The first Philips Norelco shaver with a flexible head which allows it to pivot and rotate freely, so you can easily get a close shave even on the neck. Simplicity is making hard-to-reach places easy to reach.
Only on PlayStation 3, starting at $3.99.
Good morning. I am your bank manager. This is a robbery. Down on the floor.
What did he just say?
I said down on the floor! Now just give your money to the teller.
Getting robbed by your bank?
Lady, don't be a hero.
Come to E-Trade and earn 4.70% on your savings, 8 times the national average, plus no fees, no minimums.
I would like to thank all of you for banking with us. I'll see you next week.
It's easy. It's extraordinary. It's E-Trade.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. With Southwest Airlines' convenient nonstop flights, it's like having your own company plane. E-Trade. It's easy. It's extraordinary. It's E-Trade. And by Domino's Pizza. Get the door. It's Domino's.
The Chiefs on offense for the first time. Damon Huard at the controls, but if he stumbles, we'll look for second-year quarterback Brody Croyle, and we get a whistle right off the bat.
False start. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty.
The left
Remains
tackle,
first
Damian McIntosh. So instead of a 1st and 10, a 1st and 15, as you look at the statistics on Huard.
Keep that ball silent. No quick movement.
Priest Holmes in the backfield. And he gets the first carry and pulls his way across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. Great Bly coming up to make the stop. Herman Edwards looking for improved play from his O-line, especially from 3-time Pro Bowl left guard Brian Waters. And in the backfield, 34-year-old Priest Holmes, as we've noted, making his first start since late October of the 2005 season. Holmes picked up 5 on his first carry, making it 2nd and 10. Holmes again to the outside, turns the corner, 35 and out of bounds, and enough for a first down.
And the crowd comes to their feet to thank Priest Holmes for what he's done in the past, but what he's going to do today. Gets behind Waters right there, gets another good block by Chris Wilson, and he gets the edge, and the Chiefs overcome a dumb penalty to start this game. Kind of frustrating to be penalized before you've even run one play, but they move to sticks.
2 snaps, 2 rushes. First down now. Huard, quick pass. This side, Dwayne Bowe. And Bowe roughed out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. A quick look at Denver's defensive front features the amazing and fun-to-watch defensive end Elvis Dumerville, who has 7 of the Broncos' 13 sacks. Linebackers Ian Gold and Nate Webster flank Denver's leading tackler, middle linebacker DJ Williams. And the Broncos secondary, safety John Lynch, still sidelined by injury. Number 21, Hamza Abdullah, starts in his place. Huard on 2nd and 5. Holmes again. This time dragged down from behind by Ian Gold, number 52. Loss of a yard on the play.
There's John Lynch over on the Denver sideline. 15 years since he left Stanford to come to the National Football League, and so this defense is going to have to not only do without his hard hits in his play, but his leadership. There's something about looking in the huddle, seeing John Lynch, and realizing he's got your back.
An 8-time Pro Bowl safety. 3rd and 6. Huard out of the shotgun. Good time. Throws and is almost picked off at midfield by Dominique Foxworth.
Damon Heward trying to get the ball inside to the slot to the rookie Dwayne Bowe. And Bowe does a good job of pushing off and trying to get in a position to catch it, but the ball was just way too far out in front of him and really just bounced right off Foxworth.
So Glenn Martinez back to return the punt. Dustin Colquitt, left-footed, sky-high punt. And it bounces inside the 10, bounces back toward the main part of the field, and will be down at about the 11. We have a penalty marker back upfield.
All the way on the other side of the 50. Herm does not want anything to happen that would disrupt this field position battle that they just won.
During the kick, holding receiving team number 21. This penalty be assessed.
Herm, you're going to get a bonus. They're going to go even farther back.
That stops the clock with 8:29 to play in the first quarter. By a field goal, it's Denver over the Chiefs.
Why would we put a sport tuned suspension and magnesium paddle shifters on a Lancer?
Another lap?
Let's do it.
Because the all-new rally-inspired Mitsubishi Lancer.
I gotta tell you, business is booming. FedEx helps solve all our shipping challenges. Overnight, ground, even the heavy stuff. FedEx Express also ships internationally. These things are selling like hotcakes in India. India, huh? Now, isn't it difficult to ship there, with customers and all? Yeah. With online tools and a dedicated customer service team, FedEx makes it easy.
Goose, this is Iceman. We've got a wild bird.
FedEx. International shipping made easy.
Stay tight in the pocket. Be on time. Is he blitzing?
3 seconds until sack.
Work your eyes to the left. Stare down that safety. Off the mic. What's the corner doing? Left seat or left?
2 seconds until sack.
We need this one.
Looking for Harrison. Harrison's completely covered.
1 second until sack.
Who's breaking through? Who's breaking hot? Who's going hot?
As soon as Manning thinks it, then you see it. Highlights, updates, and scores at the speed of light. This is the NFL at sprint speed.
Hey, tomorrow on CBS, you can see for yourself why comedy fans are getting a big bang out of The Big Bang Theory. Don't miss an all-new episode tomorrow at 8:30, 7:30 Central Time here on CBS.
Greg, I have been here before. 95 yards from the end zone with this crowd. It's not a good place.
Crowd immediately comes alive, comes to its feet on first down. Cutler going to throw it down the sideline, has a man open, and that's complete to Brandon Marshall. Marshall across the 40 to the 43-yard line, and suddenly the Broncos offense no longer in the hole.
Wow, and he spins Patrick Surtain all over the place. It's just single coverage here, and looking into the backfield, Surtain gets totally mesmerized by what's going on back there. He really doesn't seem to have any idea, and Brandon Marshall had a good 7 or 8 yard head start down the field.
38-yard pickup to the 43. Cutler, quick pass to the far side, and that is grabbed at the 45 by Scheffler, the tight end.
That's just a bad pass. That's a pass where he's got to hit Scheffler in stride, and for some reason Jay just got nothing on that ball, and it was a circus catch by Scheffler, but he had to go to the ground to do it.
So a 1-yard gain on the quick pass, and we have number 64 on the sideline. Eric Pierce sitting down on the field. And a timeout is called. Pierce just sat right down on the field.
Normally a player makes it to the bench.
He is a second-year tackle out of Colorado State.
It looks like he's going to be replaced by the rookie out of Notre Dame, Ryan Harris. Their 3rd-round pick this year. There's Harris.
2nd and 9. Here comes the blitz. Cutler gets rid of it. Picked off on the far side by Derek Johnson. Johnson with the turnover. His second interception of the season, and the Chiefs are in business.
Jay Cutler does not see that Derek Johnson is just floating underneath. He's going to get it outside, and he never, ever sees Johnson. Trying to get it out there to Brandon Stokely, just floating in his zone, and wow, here comes the football. You'll see a lot of interceptions like that from floating from underneath. A linebacker that has range can get to the outside into the flat to make that play, and Derek Johnson has plenty of range.
Now the Chiefs from the Denver 40. Brees home. To about the 41. As we move up on 6:45 to play in the first quarter, and
whoa, that's enough. That's enough to give you shivers. 4 of the last 6 possessions you have turned the ball over, going back to last week as well. Now the question is, can the Chiefs capitalize? You know they're running the ball for one reason. This Denver defense is dead last in the NFL in defending the run.
Ewert, near side, wide open, making the catch. Dwayne Bowe, and that's good for a first down at the just outside the 20-yard line of the Denver Broncos.
A big body, and working out of the slot again is Dwayne Bowe, breaking in behind the pattern run by Eddie Kennison. Kansas City they love that pattern. They run it a lot. The secondary doesn't adjust, and then you have to deal with the problem of getting this guy down. Luckily for the Broncos, he stepped out of bounds. But Dwayne Bowe at 6'2", 221, looks even bigger than that.
16-yard pickup on the play, first down. Ewert with time, going for the end zone. Incomplete, intended for Tony Gonzalez, the tight end.
Oh, I know you want to get the ball to Tony, but boy, he was well covered. There were a whole lot of white shirts back there. They did not let number 88 get away from him that time.
You know, Dan, you and I were talking about it, and Damon Huard is even aware of it. The clock is ticking on him. Herm Edwards and this Kansas City organization is just looking for the right time to find out what they need to know about Brodie Croyle for the future, the near future.
And the only way that they can find that out is if he plays.
Spreading the field, quick pass, almost intercepted right over the middle.
Well, that's twice so far in this game. Damon Huard has escaped an interception. Now, the good news is this is a defensive tackle. They don't have great hands, and he illustrated that right there. One through the hands, off the forearm, into the chest, and back it comes.
That was Antoine Burton who had the chance. There is Brodie Croyle, the second-year quarterback out of Alabama.
And Greg, remember before, the Huard bounced one off of Dominique Foxworth as well.
On 3rd and 10 now, Huard on the blitz, over the middle. Incomplete, intended for Gonzalez. And that will bring on place kicker Dave Rayner. Dan, it's understandable when you have a receiver like Tony Gonzalez has been over the years, you tend to try to force it into him on occasion.
Well, sure, because
man,
he'll take a pass that's not great. He'll beat good coverage. He can do that. But he was covered way too well that last time.
39-yard attempt now by Rayner. Kick is on the way. Hooking. Did he get there? He did. Rayner made it, but not by much. But it's good enough to tie this game. 5:38 to play in the first quarter. Denver 3, Kansas City 3.
Which style of beer do you prefer? Something more bitter? Or something extremely light? Or maybe you prefer a beer with the perfect balance. Beer that offers both flavor and refreshment. Today, that style is called American Lager. You might know it by its other name, Budweiser. The great American lager.
Let me upgrade you. And let me upgrade you to the best channels in HD. Only on DirecTV. Let me
upgrade to 75 of the best channels in HD now. Only on DirecTV.
We need more customers. So, what? Advertise?
Ask the ad guru. Yellowbook.com. Customers know what they want, not always where to find it.
Excellent. Yellow Book.
Business is off the charts.
Wherever you look, Yellow Book.
We're not good with money.
Wait, we're not good with money?
I mean, knowing where to put it. This fund, that fund, please.
I know how to manage money. When I switched jobs, who took care of the turnover?
Rollover.
Rollover, turnover, whatever, with the IRA.
Oh, that's managing money? They did most of it for him at Fidelity. They would have signed your name for you if they could have.
I took exactly what they told me to bring.
Oh, please, you couldn't get the dog to roll over.
It's your dog.
No matter what kind of investor you are, Fidelity can help you make a smart move.
You're watching the NFL on CBS. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Phillips Norelco. Phillips, sense and simplicity. And by Budweiser. Reach for the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Budweiser, the great American lager.
3-3 game as we come up on 5.5 minutes to play. Jay Cutler's 9th interception of the season led to the field goal that tied this game. And now Andre Hall, up 3 yards deep in the end zone, brings it out to the 20, to about the 22-yard line. And a penalty marker flies in late. Tony Parenti getting the lowdown now, and he'll pass it on to us.
27 yards on the return.
During the return of the kick, holding, receiving team number 51. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Jamie Winborn pushes his team back further. How about that field goal, Dan?
That's why you put officials at the very bottom of the goalpost, looking straight up. That's the only guy who knew that was good.
Don't miss the Yamaha Y-Weight sales event going on now. Now get payments as low as $69 a month till 2010, plus up to $300 cash back.
Try the coffee everyone's talking about. We'll even add the cream and sugar just the way you like it, leaving you just one responsibility. Tough gig. McDonald's Premium Roast Coffee.
Tuesday on DVD in high definition. How do you steal $500 million in 3.5 minutes?
Can't be done. We don't have the manpower, the time, or a way. You ready?
I was born ready.
Buy Ocean's 13 Tuesday on DVD.
Bill. Brandon. Just checking in again about that audition. No. But those other times I was calling you on my old phone service, this time I'm calling you on my new Comcast Digital Voice home phone service, so... What did they say exactly? Well, plenty of those words could have been misheard. Horrible, for one, sounds like a lot of different stuff.
Your phone calls won't change. They'll just cost less. Affordable and reliable Comcast Digital Voice.
The running game.
Keep going fast, fast, fast!
The aerial attack.
No good.
These teams of noble warriors all come to play. Once around the planet for $1 million.
Every minute counts. Finish strong.
Critics give the amazing race 4 stars. New episode CBS tonight after 60 minutes.
Denver's already been penalized 3 times for 25 yards, contributing to that horrible starting position at the beginning of the drive. Cutler to throw. Screen. Young. 15, 20, and out across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. We remind you, you can get a head start on your holiday shopping with great deals on officially licensed NFL team apparel and collectibles at the CBS Sports Store. Check it out today when you click on Shop at CBSSports.com.
Greg, that was another good effort by Selvin Young, but he took a big hit at the end of that play, and he was slow going back to the Denver huddle, shaking his head a little bit.
11 offensive plays. Denver's thrown 9 of the 11. And now here's the third rush, and here's Selvin Young. 35. And tackled down at about the 38-yard line by Jared Page.
Well,
young Mr. Young is putting on a show.
In the early going, isn't there a lot to like about this kid from Houston, Texas? Undrafted, gets his chance, and convinced everyone from Kansas City that there's no way that he was going to break back to the outside. But he got outside Tamba Hali. And that was a nifty little piece of footwork by Selvin Young.
Linebacker Derek Johnson is on the sideline. Ke'Aaron Fox has replaced him. Butler on the rollout, throwing wide open down the middle. Has his man popped into the air, and that will be incomplete. Tony Scheffler was wide open for a moment, and it was knocked out of his hands by Greg Wesley.
Greg Wesley timed that hit perfectly. You can't be any more open than Scheffler was. Wide open, coming from the right will be the hit. And that was just perfectly done by Greg Wesley. Former starter at safety now comes in the nickel and dime. And that was a completion for sure.
2nd and 10, and Derek Johnson back in at linebacker for the Chiefs. Here's Selvin Young trying to turn the corner, nothing doing. Number 59, Donnie Edwards, there to meet him as we get our first NFL Today update from James Brown. JB.
Greg and Dan, good battle between Jacksonville and Tennessee. Quinn Gray capping a 13-play, 80-yard drive with this 2-yard strike to Greg Jones. Fred Taylor over 10,000 yards rushing for his career on that drive. 7-0 Jacksonville over Tennessee. Greg Gumbel, Dan Deardorff.
Hey, thank you, JB. You know, that Jacksonville team flying just under the radar, and people ought to pay attention to that.
That's the kind of game we used to say, bring an extra chin strap. Those are two of the hardest hitting teams in the league.
The crowd into it now on 3rd and 11. Cutler, incomplete. Comes up short of Brandon Stokely, and that'll bring the punting unit on. Jay Cutler not pleased at all with the officials.
Well, no, he thought his receiver, Brandon Marshall, got run over, and he did. The reality was it was behind the line of scrimmage. It would have been a completion of about a half a yard, if that, if not maybe even for negative yardage.
Eddie Drummond deep at his own 15-yard line for the upcoming kick. Todd Sauerbrunn. Drummond shakes one tackler, can't shake the second, and he's down at about the 21-yard line by Nate Webster. And we have a penalty back upfield. It's like illegal man downfield.
Like somebody might have left early. And you can see Scheffler on the sideline. That hit by Wesley. That hurt. He's got some tender
member of
ribs.
the kicking team downfield prior to the kick, number 26. Kansas City has exercised the option of taking the penalty at the previous spot and replay 4th down.
So Herm Edwards wants the Broncos to kick it again.
Well, they got nothing on the return. And darn right, make those guys go back and sprint 50 yards again. Scheffler is really hurting.
You were asking Mike Shanahan yesterday if he has ever had a season like this as far as injuries go.
You know, Mike is such a veteran coach, and he doesn't want any sympathy from anybody. So he didn't want to go into great detail. He did say to us, well, I guess if it does continue the way it's gone so far, this would be the worst I've ever experienced. Mike Shanahan is a man. He's not looking for anybody to pat him on the back and say, oh, it's okay.
So Drummond will try it again from the 20. 25. And they gain about 5 or 6 yards on the re-kick. Nick Ferguson brings him down.
And this is why Greg and I talked to him about the injuries. Look at the Steven Alexander, Ekuban, when he went down, really damaged the defensive line. Two guys on the offensive line, Hamilton and Tom Nalen, a Pro Bowl center on there. Jarvis Moss, their #1 draft choice, on IR. Nate Jackson, and look at this third from the bottom. Rod Smith, the heart and soul of this football team for so many years. They haven't got Javon Walker back yet. They're hoping that maybe he'll return next week. But this football team, to say they've been decimated, is an understatement.
Priest Holmes once again in the backfield. Ewert looking for a receiver. Throws near sideline, complete and out of bounds to Dwayne Bowe, the 6'2" rookie out of LSU, and that's a first down.
How much is there to like about Dwayne Bowe? He is the whole package. Of course, coming out of that superior program Les Miles has going down at LSU. But look at that pattern. Look how just that flinch of the shoulders. He sells Dre Bly on going to the inside on a slant route before he breaks to the sideline.
These are two pretty good cornerbacks on the Denver Broncos, too, and Dre Bly and Champ Bailey.
Sky's the limit for number 82.
On first down, Priest Holmes squeezes through the line of scrimmage and just nudges across the 46-yard line, a pickup of 3.
I don't know how many people were like me, but I never thought I'd see Priest Holmes on an NFL football field again. The type of injury that forced him out, getting hit would cause his upper torso and his legs to go numb and tingle. And with an injury like that, and then he just said he's out of the game. To be away for 2 years and make the comeback, folks, let me tell you, the diligence, the effort, the sacrifice, it's extraordinary.
77, little movement up front. Sam Adams, big Sam Adams.
That's not a little movement. Maybe a little movement by a big man.
3-time Pro Bowler Sam Adams, listed at 6'3", 350.
That might fluctuate. I'll bet you if you'd asked Mike Shanahan 10 years ago if he'd ever have a player playing for him that weighed 350. Remember, this is a football team that traditionally was just about the lightest team in the NFL. But Big Sam's been stuffing the run for a long time. And a few other things as well.
2nd and 1.
Himself.
Play fake to Holmes. Ewert going to go deep. Down the near sideline and bouncing around and intercepted at the 2-yard line by Carl Pema.
I don't know why Damon Ewert threw right into double coverage. That was a poor choice. Pema and Abdullah were both back there. There's Pema working right there. Here comes the safety, Abdullah. He has it. Boy, can't these guys catch? That, again, that had to carry him around 3 times. Right off the chest of Abdullah. Now, Damon Ewert, you know, he's got pressure. But prior to that pressure, he could see the coverage before Dumerville dropped him. Just a poor choice to go that direction. Yes, Elvis Dumerville was all over him.
Denver, for the 3rd straight time, starts inside its own 15-yard line. And that one's going nowhere as we check in once again with JB in New York. James.
Hey, Greg and Dan, take a look here. Cleveland looking good. Derek Anderson, Lawrence Vickers, 2-yard strike, 2nd touchdown toss of the day for Anderson, 19th on the season, 14-3 Cleveland, looking for its first win over the Steelers since 2003. Back to Greg and Dan.
Hey, JB, you've been able to say that for a few weeks now. Cleveland looking good.
Talk about a rivalry game. How about that one?
Selvin Young powers his way out across the 5, maybe 2 to 5. There's a penalty marker down.
And after their field goal, Denver has just had horrific field position. They need a big play or a good drive. They've got to start playing this thing closer to midfield, maybe even in Kansas City territory.
Illegal formation, offense. Number 78 was uncovered on the line of scrimmage. His penalty be assessed after this is the goal.
Matt Lepsis, the guilty party for the Denver Broncos.
Well, actually, he gets it because he's uncovered. What that meant was a receiver outside of him didn't get up on the line of scrimmage. You got to have 7 guys on the line. Matt Lepsis didn't do anything wrong.
Now Jay Cutler having to deal with the Kansas City raucous crowd.
99 3/4 yards away from the goal line.
2nd and 11. Selvin Young out close to the 5 as the final seconds of the first quarter wind down. We come to the end of the first quarter with the score Denver 3 and Kansas City 3. We're coming back to Kansas City right after this. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
We're engaged to be married.
Clay, you got your whole life ahead of you.
Do I?
Clay Beresford made a fortune by the time he was 22.
Come on in. Let out.
As soon as you get out, I'll be right here.
But his only mistake
Everyone ready to get started? Wait, what? Am I supposed to be asleep?
is trusting the people.
Just inject the heart. In an hour, he'll be dead and we'll be rich.
Who are supposed to save him.
What's going on in here?
Everything's fine.
He's lying to you. Open the door now.
Awake.
Help me.
Rated R.
Dad, tell me a story.
Okay. Once upon a time, there was a prince who rode off to rescue a princess from a dragon. Then he ran into an ogre with 3 heads. And then everything went kaboom. A turtle army emerged from a valley of ice cream and did battle with a witch's vacuum cleaner who sucked up...
Things can get complicated, but when it comes to your money, ING is making it easier.
So Prince rescued a princess.
Yeah, pretty much.
See why it's easier on the bench. Ask your financial professional about ING. Your future made easier.
There's strong, and then there's Army strong. It's more than physical strength. It is emotional strength. Not just strength in numbers, the strength of brothers. Not just the strength to get yourself over, the strength to get over yourself. There's nothing stronger than the U.S. Army, because there is nothing stronger than a U.S. Army soldier. There's strong, and then there's Army strong. Visit GoArmy.com/strong.
A typical day at NCIS.
Repeated head trauma causes brain damage. Is this side of my head bigger?
Yes, but so is the other side.
But there's nothing typical about this double execution.
Any animal is a high-value target.
Your rear admiral wasn't the target.
The cab driver was.
A new NCIS, Tuesday at 8, 7 Central, only on CBS.
You think that was the Wild Wild West? We got the law on our side.
Welcome back to Arrowhead Stadium for the start of the second quarter, along with Dan Deerdorf and the rest of our CBS Sports crew. Greg Gumbel on a balmy mid-November day in Kansas City.
Temperature's supposed to make it into the low 70s, if you can imagine that.
Once again, the crowd to its feet on 37. Butler, quick pass. That one is complete. Brandon Marshall. And Marshall, there's a marker on the far side of the field. He makes it out to the 10-yard line.
Brody Croyle is talking to Damon Eward. Keep in mind, the guy on the right is 34 years old. And the guy on the left is just in his second year, trying to get it figured out.
Meanwhile, let's check this flag again.
Illegal formation. Offense. Excuse me. An eligible member of the passing team downfield prior to the pass, number 88. He was covered up by a wide receiver on the line of scrimmage. This penalty is declined. 4th down.
Boy, the Broncos just killing themselves with penalties. Todd Sauerbrunn to kick out of his own end zone. Eddie Drummond back at his own 45. Blocked and out of the end zone. Blocked by number 49, Bernard Pollard, for the safety.
One Denver mistake after another.
Pollard looked like he just ran over the man trying to block him.
Coming from the upper left, and that's exactly what he does. That back guy is called the personal protector, and he goes right through it.
Number 38, Steve Cargile.
Cargyle gets driven back. What a sensational individual effort by Bernard Pollard. Gets in there and gets his right forearm right on the ball, right off of Sauerbrun's foot.
That's the first punt that Todd Sauerbrunn has had blocked in 2 seasons. So it's Kansas City 5, Denver 3. We're at about the top of the 3rd inning.
Well, it has been not a good quarter and a minute for Mike Shanahan's team. Even though they do have points on the board, they have looked really awkward in doing so.
6 penalties worth 35 yards, contributing to the problem.
Now, on the other hand, Kansas City hasn't exactly been lighting it up either.
On the free kick, Eddie Drummond from his own 18 back to the 30 and hit there, trying to bounce off the tackler, but nothing doing. Jordan Beck making the stop. And here comes Damon Heward. He's not had a sparkling day so far.
Well, he's had 1 interception. He could have had 3. He easily could have had 3. That one bounces off of Dominic Foxworth. He can't handle it. Then it bounces off a defensive lineman, Burton. And then this one, finally, after it's bounced around like the proverbial hot potato, finally is picked off. And Damon Heward, 3 of 8. And with the 1 INT on the right, as you just saw, that number could be higher. He's going to have to pick it up, or Herm will exercise the option. And that's number 12.
This is Priest Holmes, and Holmes out to about the 35 once again to New York. James Brown, JB.
Hey, Greg and Dan. Donovan McNabb has beaten the Redskins 7 of the last times. Skins trying to change that. Jason Campbell hooking up with James Thrash for a 4-yard TD strike. The point after is no good. First receiving touchdown by a Redskins wideout this season, Greg. 7-6, Eagles, Greg and Dan.
JB, thank you. Look at that hotly contested NFC East.
Well, that seems hard to believe. First receiving touchdown by a wideout all year.
On 2nd and 7, it's Priest Holmes once again. And not much there. DJ Williams comes up to make the stop. It'll be 3rd and 6.
It was fun visiting with Priest Holmes, and he's an introspective guy.
Big night for him last night in Austin, Texas, by the way.
Yeah, really. He was inducted into the University of Texas Hall of Honor. He couldn't be there, but his parents were there. Did he say his son was there as well?
Yep, and his sister.
And his sister, and what a wonderful honor. We've had a few good players go through that institution.
On 3rd and 6, Heward throwing and off the fingertips of number 84, Chris Wilson. A few boos coming up from the crowd, but that one was no fault of Damon Heward.
Well, he puts it right on the hands of Wilson, who was covered well by Ian Gold, who knocks his helmet clear off. There's Ian Gold right behind him. Yeah, you hate to see an incompletion, but with the coverage of Ian Gold, that wasn't going anywhere. That might have picked up a couple of yards. I don't think it would have moved the chains.
Glenn Martinez deep for the kick. High and short. And it bounces toward the sideline and out of bounds just inside the 35-yard line. We'll take a timeout. Back to Arrowhead after this.
You're always finding ways to keep things interesting. Don't let erectile dysfunction get in the way. Viva Viagra! Viagra, America's most prescribed ED treatment, can help you enjoy a more satisfying sexual experience. To learn more, dive into Viagra.com. Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Don't take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease in vision or hearing. Now's the time to make your move. Ask your doctor if Viagra is right for you.
Survivor China is thrashing its rivals.
For real?
Audiences continue to love Survivor. New episode CBS Thursday.
Pro Bowl voting's underway. Vote for your favorite players at NFL.com/Pro Bowl or text PRO to 7777 via your Sprint service. Standard text rates do apply. You vote, they play. Only at NFL.com. On first down, Cutler with the ball, throwing, wide open and overthrew his wide open receiver, Brandon Marshall.
There was not a Kansas City Chief within 7 or 8 yards of Brandon Marshall. Somehow this guy got loose back there. Cutler's looking, he finds him, and the ball just sails on him. Look how there's not a Kansas City guy anywhere around other than guys. Brody Croyle was the closest guy to him, and he was on the sideline.
Second and 10. Batted back into his face. Tamba Hali, number 91.
Last year's #1 draft choice of the Kansas City Chiefs out of Penn State. To say this guy's active is an understatement. And again, look at him elevate. How about that for hang time? Is that guy on a rope? He went up and he didn't come down. That guy's got some helium working.
You're just trying to curry favor with the D lineman. Gunther Cunningham, defensive coordinator.
The gun.
Nobody's converted a third down today.
Watch out for Jared Allen.
Play clock winding down, and Jay Cutler calls time. 12:49 to play in the first half. 2-point game. We're back after this.
Play artist Smashing Pumpkins. That's the sync system. Voice activates MP3s, cell phones. Do that again. Play artist Tiffany. Play artist Michael Bolton. Play artist Korn.
MPGs meet MP3s. The new 35 miles per gallon 2008 Ford Focus.
This is my client. He had a choice, relocate or retire. He didn't want to relocate and didn't think he could retire. So we ran several scenarios through our Envision process. He determined he could retire after all, comfortably. He gave his boss the news. Next day, my phone rings. It's his boss. Guess who else wants to retire? I'm with Wachovia.
Find out your options. Go to envisionyourgoals.com.
That's how you carry on a friendship, baby? With your thumbs? Of course, it ain't my business.
Well, if it ain't your business, why you all up in mine?
Because you people need to get eyeball to eyeball over the flavors that bring people together. Applebee's new Steakhouse Classics. You choose from 3 of their best steaks, any 2 sides, plus a topping.
Can everyone hear you, or is it just me?
Talk to your buddies. Applebee's. Get it together, baby.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Applebee's. Together is good. Wachovia. We're absolutely obsessed with satisfying our customers. And by the new 2008 Ford Focus.
Dan, it seems that wherever you find a blonde, there's a redhead not far away.
He's got it all going on. I thought the earrings were very
Especially nice touch, yes. 3rd and 10 for Jay Cutler. On the move, looking, throwing over the middle of the field. Oh, pulled down at midfield by Brandon Marshall. And that's good for a first down. At 6'4", Brandon Marshall got up and came down with the ball.
And if he was 6'2", I don't think he'd have caught this. Cutler buys some time. He really doesn't have a rush to speak of, but he buys some time by moving out, and you're right. Luckily, that was a big receiver that went up and snared it. Bernard Pollard almost swiped it away. He was a little late.
Marshall 4 catches for 70 yards today, and Sullivan Young with no room to run.
Man, there's Derek Johnson again. Derek Johnson having a pretty good start to this ball game.
2-yard pickup on the play.
All sorts of talent.
Jay Cutler looking pretty mobile, considering this is a guy who was knocked out of a game a week ago with a leg injury.
Well, with it being a bone, you don't worry about the structural part of it like you do with a knee.
2nd and 8, straight drop to Cutler. Short one over the middle, tapped and almost intercepted. Falls incomplete, but Jared Allen was looking for the football and almost came up with it.
Oh boy, he batted it up in the air and just couldn't corral it.
James Brown in New York. JB, what do you got?
Hey, Greg, Tennessee is the league's best rush defense, giving up only 66 yards a game. They've given up 66 already. Maurice Jones-Drew, Shannon's guy, pocket Hercules, tiptoes to the end zone. 14-0 Jacksonville. Greg Gumbel, Dan Dierdorf.
You know, that is one of the, we're talking about rivalry here today. That Jacksonville-Tennessee rivalry has something going. 3rd and 8. Play clock down to 2, down to 1. They get the play off. Cutler on the move, throws, hits his man at the 35-yard line. Brandon Stokely, 1st down, Denver. 12-yard pickup.
And that pass was because the rookie, Selvin Young, picked up the blitz. Take a look at Young there. He's coming all across the formation. You see him pick up Benny Sapp coming on the blitz. That was a heads-up play for a rookie. You come all the way across the formation and pick up your guy and let your quarterback move the chains.
1st down now, just inside the 35-yard line. They fake the end around, and down goes Cutler, courtesy of Jared Allen.
Well, Jared Allen runs a long way without being blocked. He's coming from the backside of this thing. He's standing up. Nobody blocks him until the very end. Right there, he runs into somebody, but that was just his own guy. I don't know how you don't account for a guy that can sniff out a quarterback like number 69. Gotta put a helmet on.
2nd and 17. Cutler looking for room to throw, gets it away to the near side to Marshall, and Marshall inside the 35 to about the 32. We go back to Jared Allen for just a moment, Dan. This is a guy, he's listed at 270, but you took a look at him yesterday and you said, no way you're that. He said, no, I dropped some weight and I found some abs.
Yeah, he said, I didn't realize once I lost a little belly fat here, I got some pretty nice abs. He lost 15 pounds. He's down to only 255 pounds. Of course, this guy's game is quickness and a fair dose of recklessness.
Kind of in the Jason Taylor mode.
Very much so.
Andre Hall is in the slot, and now he's in motion in front of Cutler. Cutler on the move again. Throws that one into the dirt at the feet of Stokely. And on comes Jason Elam in the field goal unit.
And much like last week in Detroit, the pocket around Jay Cutler is just disintegrating. And he's on the move. And once you get Cutler, a young quarterback, once you get him flushed early, later in the game, I'll guarantee you, he'll end up leaving the pocket even when there's no pressure.
27 offensive plays for Denver, 20 passing attempts. This is a 50-yard attempt by Elam on the way. And bounced on the crossbar and went over. Jason Elam, his longest field goal of this season.
Wow. Keep in mind, Jason Elam's got a sore leg, and he's still able. Look at this. That's what we call a tournament draw. Going.
Hey, Dad, I want you to drop me off a block before we get to the theater.
Sure.
You know, it's just because people in that part of town are riding bikes and have hybrids and stuff.
Well, this is a hybrid.
Like a hybrid?
I don't know what a hybrid is, but yes.
Why didn't you ever talk about that before?
Well, never thought I needed to talk about it.
The 34 miles per gallon 2008 Ford Escape Hybrid, the most fuel-efficient SUV on Earth.
Introducing a world first, Braun Pulsonic. Thousands of micro-vibrations help expose and shave more hair with every stroke for Braun's most thorough shave ever. Braun Pulsonic, voted best electric shaver.
When you have a family, it's always a good time to buy.
It's a great move-up market.
In this market, there's a lot of options.
The interest rates are low.
It didn't make sense for us to spend the same amount of money renting something when we could own it.
Working with a realtor took all the guesswork out.
This is the best market in years in terms of choice.
Interest rates are at historic lows. Home choices have increased, and prices are favorable. Every market's different. Call a realtor today.
If we didn't buy now, we would have missed the opportunity on this home.
Yeah.
Get ready to laugh out loud.
Shrek, Donkey, and Puss together again.
It's an all-new mission.
Top secret. Hush it, hush.
Get ready, get set, get Shrek. It's the biggest comedy hit of the year. DreamWorks Shrek the Third. Added to your DVD and HD DVD collection this Tuesday.
Can you roll yet?
Vote for Pro Bowl. He's on death row, and he's insane. Too insane to be executed?
Yeah, I'm nuts.
Judge for yourself tonight on 60 Minutes.
Jason Elam, see a little bit of a limp on the sideline. It is that right calf muscle that's hurt, and he just kicked his 37th career field goal of 50 or more yards and gives Denver the lead at 6-5.
In his 15th season. And he said he'd like to play 20. That's a good way to prove you can go.
Eddie Drummond from the 7. 20. And out close to the 25-yard line. And that is where Kansas City will go to work. What was Mike Shanahan doing while that football bounced off the crossbar? Yeah.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
And he's a PC, the best-selling computer platform in the industry.
What is this PC?
Oh, I hired a PR person, to smooth things over after that whole Vista problem.
By problem, he means a few early adopters have faced some minor challenges.
Yeah, some people even started downgrading back to XP.
Oh, that's too bad.
And by downgrading, he means they're upgrading to an older, more familiar experience.
And with your new operating system, Leopard, and its cool features, some people might even switch to you, so.
No comment.
Awesome home theater, Coach.
You bet it is, John. Circuit City's the only place for high def.
What's that?
Fantasy sports. Hey, Circuit City's got Firedog. Firedog does it all. Home theater installs, wireless network, everything.
Then why aren't we your place?
Twice a favor, ruin a new carpet.
For home theater installation, PC services, and more, ask for Firedog, only at Circuit City.
That's a rip, John.
Some cases can get under your skin, but you can't let them make you feel bad.
You're tough, Cookie. I'm not worried about you. Take care of yourself, man.
I think I am sick of having my face shoved in death every day.
Listen, I'm worried about...
That just makes this worse.
Will you?
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Circuit City. For the hottest new technology, think Circuit City. And by Cisco. Welcome to the Human Network.
Nine minutes, 13 seconds to play here in the first half. A little of what happens outside Arrowhead Stadium. This may well be the tailgating capital of the world, Dan.
I think it is.
What does that tell you about how Kansas City's performing today?
I think maybe they ought to try to involve a few more people.
Only 3 first downs to their credit all day long. Buick gets to home. Picks his way across the 25 to the 27-yard line.
Well, it's been a struggle all year for Kansas City. Take a look at their rankings on the right, averaging only 15 points a game, puts them in 29th. Yards, they're only a couple positions from the bottom. It has been a real struggle, and yet, this is a football team that's only 4-4. That's how well their defense is playing.
2nd and 8. Home. Across the 30, out to the 33-yard line, and about 2 yards or so shy of a first down.
Greg, you tell me that a football team at the halfway point of the season is averaging 15 points a game, and I say, well, they're maybe 2-6. 4-4 is a real testament to this defense of Gunther Cunningham and how well Kansas City's been playing on the other side of the ball. This side of the ball has got to get it going. 3rd and 1.
Hewitt, quick pass. There's Tony Gonzalez, complete across the 40 to the 43 or 44-yard line, and a first down.
He didn't like that shot by DJ Williams at the end. That rearranged Tony's helmet. This is when you're a receiver, you catch the ball, you can't do anything, but right there, DJ Williams comes in and finishes Tony Gonzalez off as he's going down. Gonzalez can't do anything to protect himself, and there's a shoulder right in the face mask.
That is 108 straight games with at least one catch for Tony Gonzalez. Hewitt to throw. Shakes one rusher, brings it down, goes down at the 40. Ian Gold, number 52, in on the quarterback.
Well, a good job initially by Damon Heward of evading the sack. He's going to go down in a hurry right here, right up the pressure. There's Ian Gold. Gold stays with it, though, and Damon Heward, right at the end, did a really smart thing as well. Didn't get foolish with the football. Take the sack. It was only on first down. It's not the end of the world.
2nd and 14. Running room. Dodges a tackler. Across midfield. And into Denver territory.
That is a heartwarming thing to see Priest Holmes running the football like that. And listen to the crowd respond. It's been a couple of years since he's had a real feel for this, since he started a game. And watch this right here. Hello. What a fine cut. Makes Abdullah get nothing but air. And then he goes into the air.
Cleared to play football early this year, says he didn't get the desire to play again until late June.
This guy had a run where he was right there with the dominating back in the league.
3rd and 3, coming across the middle. That's complete to Dwayne Bowe, and Bowe has a first down close to the Denver 35.
If I'm a quarterback, I'm looking for 82 or 88 all the time. Why not? Big bodies, they're playmakers. Tony just congratulated Dwayne on the deal. He's for a rookie, he is wise beyond his years in terms of interpreting coverages and making adjustments.
Colby Smith in the backfield now for the Chiefs. Play fake. Hewitt throwing. Going up and getting it inside the 20 and inside the 15 is Dwayne Bowe once again.
And Damon Heward looking for Bowe, but realized it's single coverage. There's no safety anywhere around. This is single coverage all the way. Dre Bly locked up with Bowe, and without safety help to the inside, Bly just can't prevent the reception. And look at that. He didn't catch it initially, bounces off his hands, then bounces off his leg, and he's able to pull it in.
Priest Holmes back into the lineup. First down for the Chiefs now at the 13-yard line. Holmes with blocking, turning the corner. Inside the 10 and out of bounds at about the 9. John Engelberger rode him out.
He was always such a patient back. Of course, back then he was waiting for Will Shields and Willie Rofe and people like that to be making the block. But he'll allow an offensive lineman or a wide receiver to set it up. That time he had Damian McIntosh out there, let him make his block, then turn it upfield. Wasn't spectacular, but 4 yards on first down. Nice little pickup.
2nd and 6. Holmes dancing his way close to the 5-yard line. You know, if they continue to run the football, it's going to be something special. Last time, a Chief other than Larry Johnson had a rushing touchdown on the 21st of October, the 05 season against the Dolphins. Priest Holmes had 2 rushing TDs, including a 35-yarder as the Chiefs beat Miami by a score of 30-20. Since then, it's been all LJ. 70-yard drive by the Chiefs, longest of the day by either team. Holmes trying to turn the corner, going to come back the other way. Gets a block from Heward, but goes down at the 19-yard line.
Oh, that's a huge loss in a goal-to-go situation. Oh, baby.
Loss of 14 on the play. And onto the field comes place kicker Dave Rayner.
Yeah, you're just trying to make something happen. Sometimes you get the bear, and sometimes the bear gets you.
This will be a 36-yarder. As Rayner looks to put the Chiefs on top again. Kick is on its way. It looks good and is good. 2:40 to play. First half. Kansas City regains the lead at 8-6.
Golden Compass. This film is not yet rated. Starts December 7th, only in theaters.
I can't believe Hearst is giving away a free tank of gas.
Free gas?
Complimentary.
On the house.
No charge.
$1 less than $1. Donut. Bagel.
Double bagel.
Goose egg.
Chicken egg.
Dinosaur egg.
Diddly.
Diddly squat.
El Zippo.
Zero.
Freebo.
Freebie.
Airball.
Bubkish.
Diddly.
You said that.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nada.
Nil. Who do they think they are?
The Hertz Family Pack. Family-sized vehicles, great rates, and the first tank of gas is on us.
Nip, near, net,
zip,
zed,
zilch.
Priest Holmes, number 31, 13 carries, 41 yards so far this afternoon. And, you know, Dan, quite honestly, no one knew what to expect from Priest Holmes making his first start in 2 years. Here's Andre Hall from the 6th. Right up the middle of the field. And goes down before he reaches the 25-yard line. Kieran Fox making the stop.
Well, last time Kansas City had the ball, we showed you Damon Heward's problems. Now let's examine Jay Cutler. He's been floating the ball. The guy's got a cannon for an arm. That one underthrown. Derek Johnson with a pick. There goes another Sailor. This time it gets batted down by Tamba Hawley. And that last time there, Jared Allen almost tipped it and got the pick. So it has been a topsy-turvy day for Jay Cutler. Neither one of these two quarterbacks today corralling a lot of Pro Bowl votes.
Cutler going to throw. On the move, over the middle, Selvin Young close to the 30-yard line and giving forward progress to the 30. The outside linebackers, Derek Johnson, Donnie Edwards, converge for the stop after a 6-yard gain.
Greg, you'd have to agree with me that Selvin Young is doing his part.
You bet.
He's playing pretty well.
You asked him if he plays with a chip on his shoulder. He said, yeah, I probably will, all the way up to when they refuse me induction into the Hall of Fame.
You know, if you're an undrafted rookie in this league, you have to have a chip on your shoulder. Nobody wanted you. Doggone it. Prove them all wrong.
2 minutes to play here in the first half.
Coach, I have a question. I love cold Coors Light.
Well, it's really not a question.
Whoa, Coach, the labels on these cold-activated bottles turn blue when the beer gets cold. How's that work?
Well, you should know that.
When the mountains turn blue, your beer is cold and ready for kickoff. Coach, do you believe in Bigfoot?
I'd have to see some visual evidence. at some point.
Play artist Smashing Pumpkins. That's the sync system. Voice activates MP3s, cell phones. Do that again. Play artist Tiffany. Play artist Michael Bolton. Play artist Korn.
MPGs meet MP3s. The new 35 miles per gallon 2008 Ford Focus.
Hey, Dad, I want you to drop me off a block before we get to the theater. Sure. You know, it's just because people in that part of town are riding bikes and have hybrids and stuff.
Well, this is a hybrid.
Like a hybrid?
I don't know what a hybrid is, but yes.
Why didn't you ever talk about that before?
Well, never thought I needed to talk about it.
The 34 miles per gallon 2008 Ford Escape Hybrid, the most fuel-efficient SUV on Earth.
Canon, official camera of the NFL, presents Canon's NFL Photos of the Week. Bills rookie Marshawn Lynch led Buffalo to its third straight win. Vikings rookie Adrian Peterson set a new league record with 296 yards rushing. And Redskins kicker Sean Swisham hit a game winner in overtime.
Good. Gets it across.
Go to NFL.com today to look for more great photos from this week's NFL action. Canon, official camera of the NFL.
There's only one thing this children's superstar loves more than kids. Their mommies.
Not just moms, nannies, aunts.
Do you have any shame?
No, why?
A new 2.5 Men. Then...
Look how cute they are.
I knew those two would make a great couple.
Why? He's horny and she's easy.
A new rules and engagement after 2.5 Men. CBS tomorrow.
And last report, winless St. Louis winning, winless Miami winning. Get all the details on the Sprint halftime report. That's coming up at halftime. Jay Cutler to throw, near side, makes the completion to Brandon Marshall, and Marshall out of bounds, and a penalty marker flies in late.
Brandon Marshall gets up. Something's wrong. He's injured.
Caught that ball kind of strangely, didn't it?
Brandon Marshall, oh boy, he's really struggling. Let's watch him when he goes to the sideline.
Grabbing the face mask.
Sapp grabs his face mask and turns his helmet. Oh, yes, I think we identified what's wrong with Brandon Marshall. Ow.
He's being looked at the 40-yard line. We'll take a timeout.
They want a sequel now. How are we supposed to get in touch with these people?
Watch and learn.
Talk to me.
Sequel's greenlit.
How greenlit?
How green is money?
Great.
Yes.
Welcome to a network where dream teams happen at the push of a button. Cisco, welcome to the Human Network.
Rated M for mature.
PlayStation 3, starting at $3.99.
Cool. Crispy melt pizza.
Yep, melted cheese between two crispy crusts. Wait, crispy and melty? That's two completely different things.
I know. You got one thing, then boom, something totally different.
Yeah, and then back again. Two things in one, like in
Perfect harmony.
Uh-huh.
Domino's new crispy melt pizza. Melted cheese in a topping between two crispy crusts. Get a medium for just $9.99. Call or order online.
Brandon Marshall, who has been a pretty heavy contributor to the Denver offense today, walks off the field.
Well, it was a right uppercut by Tyrone Brackenridge that was below the belt in boxing lexicon.
That's all your boxing expertise coming to the fore.
When you look at it in slow motion, it looks like Brackenridge did it on purpose. But you got to keep in mind how quickly this happens. Watch 34, Brackenridge. When he comes back in on the play, he winds up, makes the fist, and direct hit. You like to give a guy the benefit of the doubt. That happened really quickly at full speed. Yeah, they better be holding up the towel.
Not fast. I think not fast enough.
Yes, I think we ought to aim the cameras another direction. A little privacy for Brandon Marshall.
Meanwhile, the Denver Broncos have one timeout with which to work, with 1:53 to play in the first half. Mike Shanahan not at all pleased.
Was whether or not the timeout should be charged to the injured player. The answer is yes. Denver's second timeout, first half.
So Denver is left with one timeout. Kansas City has all three remaining.
I think Mike was arguing because there was a penalty on the play that maybe he shouldn't have been charged the timeout. That's not enough.
First down. Cutler out of the shotgun, over the middle, across midfield, complete to Tony Scheffler.
Jay Cutler can lead his team down into position. Oh, now Jay's limping. Oh, now Cutler, who a lot of people didn't know or thought wasn't going to play today, now he's really suffering. And this will bring in Patrick Ramsey.
Remember, he suffered an injury to his leg last week against Detroit.
A serious injury. I mean, there were x-rays and MRIs. They were wondering if he had a crack.
And we said at the very beginning of the day, Dan, maybe the question is how long can he go today?
All right, let's watch the conclusion of that last play. Well, Jared Allen is the Chiefs player in there. I did not see any contact.
Or at least any that would produce that kind of a reaction, but
let's see if from another angle, if we can see if Jared Allen in any way, or Matt Lepsis, his left tackle. Right?
Looked like he got a knee.
Did his left knee make contact?
Looked like he got a knee in the thigh or the side of the leg.
But you have to admit, it had to be such a glancing blow that we could barely
Although he told us for much of the week it was very tender to the touch.
And he's got a pad that he's wearing over that area because of how tender it is.
Jason Elam, author of a 50-yard field goal a little bit earlier in this game.
But keep in mind, that target line we just showed you would be for a 62-yard field goal.
Patrick Ramsey on 2nd and 1 has it batted at the line. It falls incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 1. Jared Allen again with a play. Boy, he's something, isn't he, Dan?
He is fun to watch. The motor never quits.
And he's going to sneak for the first down, and Ramsey gets it.
Oh, good surge that time by the guys up front. Again, used to seeing guys like Tom Nalen and Ben Hamilton, George Foster. Now let's get the hurry-up thing going.
And he spikes the ball to stop the clock with 1:16 to play. And here comes Jay Cutler.
And I talked at the top of the show how Jay Cutler playing today was a real demonstration to his teammates that I'm a tough guy. And as a quarterback, you don't want to be foolish. You're not playing with an injury that is going to harm you later in life or something like that. But you're playing through pain, and a quarterback has to do it. There are very few in this league today that aren't hurting.
Cutler throws near side, complete to Daniel Graham, the tight end, and hit almost immediately, and the clock continues to move. 65 seconds to play in the first half. 3rd and 6. Denver without a timeout left in the first half. Cutler throws right side and hit from behind just as he released the ball, and the penalty marker is down.
Well, Matt Lepsis gets beat so bad by Jared Allen that he tries to tackle him, gets a holding call, and can't even keep him from hitting the quarterback. Matt Lepsis coming back from an ACL injury last year, and Jay Cutler could have been crippled on this hit. Watch this on Jay Cutler.
Holding.
All right, lefts is his feet there. He goes for the pull down, but look at Cutler's legs. Whoa, baby. Good thing that was cleanly from behind, and Cutler's feet kick out from under him. That, if his feet would have been firmly planted, that would have been a disaster for Jay Cutler. And once again, Jared Allen is a game changer.
50 seconds to play now in the first half. Sauerbrunn comes on to kick it away to Eddie Drummond. One block punt for the Chiefs already today. This one off the side of his foot. Bounces inside the 20. Drummond runs for the sideline and gets out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Quick reminder for you, tomorrow on CBS, revenge becomes a family affair. David Caruso stars in a new episode of Monday night's #1 drama, CSI Miami, tomorrow at 10, 9 Central Time, here on CBS.
Well, this is an interesting situation. A couple of years ago, if Dick Vermeil and Al Saunders were here and Trent Green was running this offense, no question they'd try to move down the field here and maybe get some points with 41 seconds left on the board. I wonder how risky Mike Solari, the offensive coordinator, will be with this group now.
Colby Smith in the backfield. Hewlett gives to Smith.
Not fair.
For a couple of yards, and the clock continues to move. It doesn't sit very well with the Kansas City fans.
And we'll go to the locker room with a 2-point lead.
Jared Allen has been a big factor on defense in the first half for the Chiefs.
This, you know, the crowd can boo, but quite frankly, I think Herm is playing to his talent level, and this is exactly the right thing to do. You got the lead. Be happy with it.
So Cutler trots off the field. No doubt he'll have his leg looked at. Damon Heward, let's see if he comes out to start the second half for the Chiefs.
Well,
8-6 Chiefs at halftime.
There'll be some ice involved in the training room.
The Sprint halftime report after this message and a word from your local station.
On the road to the White House, there's one stop every candidate makes.
David Letterman.
For the best in late night, choose Dave.
That is an electable suit. I would vote for that suit.
Someone call security.
We found a Nazi armband in his room. Tom saw Arthur and I together.
I didn't do anything to him. And if something happens to him because we're sitting here arguing, that's going to be your fault.
I never thought things would get this messed up.
A new Without a Trace, next Thursday on CBS.
The teams are underway. New Amazing Race, CBS tonight after 60 minutes.
Bill. Brandon. Just checking in again about that audition. No. But those other times I was calling you on my old phone service, this time I'm calling you on my new Comcast Digital Voice home phone service, so... What did they say exactly? Well, plenty of those words could have been misheard. Horrible, for one, sounds like a lot of different stuff.
Your phone calls won't change. They'll just cost less. Affordable and reliable Comcast Digital Voice.
Next question.
Individual people have traditionally been chosen as vice presidential running mates. Is your choice of Oil Can Henry perhaps a bit too radical?
I'll tell you what's radical. Oil changes while you relax in the comfort of your own car. Communicating with the technicians while they perform the oil change. That's radical. And that's why we fought for independence from England.
For oil changes?
Think about it. Next question.
Over here. What are you doing? Sure.
We recently sat down with a fast food insider who wished to remain anonymous. We'll call him Mr. Jones.
I thought we agreed on Mr. X.
Sorry. Your competitors accuse you of having an unfair advantage. Your response?
I do. I'm the only one who has a sirloin burger. 100% sirloin, seasoned while it cooks, with your choice of 3 kinds of cheese and grilled or red onions, and you can add bacon.
So you admit you have an unfair advantage?
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
Yeah, it's Mr. X.
Sorry, Jack.
Yeah, no problem.
This program on Coin News 6 is brought to you by Jack in the Box.
Play Sprint Speed Fantasy against the NFL Today team for a chance to win $5,000 at the end of the season. Visit CBSSports.com/sprint. Get your Sprint Speed Fantasy game on. CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint, proud sponsor and avid fans of the NFL.
And welcome back to New York and the Sprint Halftime Report. I'm James Brown, along with my colleagues Dan, Coach, Shannon, and Boomer. Multiple halftimes coming your way now. Let's get you caught up on all the action through the first half, starting first with Cleveland and the Steelers. Coach.
How about that Cleveland offense? Down the red zone 3 times, 3 touchdowns. The first one to Kellen Winslow on the bootleg. The second one off and after a 9-yard Joshua Cripps kickoff return. Hits Lawrence Vickers. And how about this catch by Braylon Edwards? His 10th touchdown of the year. The first time a receiver from Cleveland has had 10 touchdowns since 1969. Look at the toe tap. And Derek Anderson has thrown 3 touchdowns for the 4th time this year. 21-9 Cleveland in Pittsburgh.
He joins Paul Warfield and Gary Collins, Dan Marino, in that category.
Yeah.
All right, Jacksonville and the Titans. Boom.
All right, guys, yards hard to come by. Here's a 4th down and 1. It's Maurice Jones-Drew. He goes for 9 yards. Keep the drive going. And then it's going to be Quinn Gray. He's going to hit Greg Jones on a dump pass. This is going to be a touchdown, 7-0 Jacksonville. Back comes Maurice Jones-Drew, 7-0. And right up the middle, 8-yard run, 14-0. Tennessee will tack on a field goal before half. Quinn Gray, 7 of 11, 59 yards, 1 touchdown for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well, with Albert Hainsworth out of there, Jacksonville having a good day on the ground, 72 yards rushing. Tennessee only allowing 66 per game. That leads the league. Shannon.
Hey, running back Selvin Young takes this ball, JB, right up the gut, 33 yards. This would lead to a Matt Holliday 3-run shot. Okay, Jason Elam, field goal, 3-0. Jay Cutler back to pass. He's going to be picked off. Great glove save by Derek Johnson. As he turns him over, Todd Sauerbrunn, boop, blocked by Bernard Pollard. 5-3 at this point.
What?
5-3, JB. Troy Tulowitzki was put on a 3-run shot, but Kansas City tacks on another and inherited where we are at the half, JB, 8-6.
All right, hey, Dan, is this a purest game you're about to talk about here?
It's pure ugly. It's only 3-0, and it comes out after this. Jess Chapman run 23 yards up the middle, replacement for Ronnie Brown, and then Jay Feely, 38-yard field goal. Jess Chapman has 83 yards rushing in the first half, 3-0. That's a purest game.
Defense, baby.
All right, Coach. That's right. Set them up, Coach. Defense. With that in mind, Vikings and Packers. Coach, talk about
How about that Green Bay running game?
Yeah.
Yes, running game I'm talking about. Ryan Grant, 30-yard touchdown. He's got 92 yards in the first half. But the story of this game is Brett Favre on this pass will go over 60,000 yards. Only person to do that, yes, our own Dan Marino.
Thank you, Coach.
Hey, Brett has thrown to 8 different receivers and thrown the ball 31 times already in the first half.
31 times.
31 times.
Meanwhile, what's Joe Gibbs doing with the Skins against the Eagles? Boom.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Don McNabb, 12 of 18, 79 yards. This is a little touchdown shovel pass to Brian Westbrook. They're up 7-0. Jason Campbell, 8 of 12, 2 touchdowns on the day. Here's the first 2. James Thrash, they missed the extra point. Here's the second one to James Thrash. They're going to line up, go for 2. They don't make it. They're up 12-7. Brian Westbrook, 13 carries, 69 yards.
First wide receiving touchdown for the Skins this season. Unbelievable. Rams up. Shannon said, leave it alone. All right, Shannon, Rams and Saints.
Reggie Bush, 7 yards out, bangs inside, steps to the outside, back up inside. Touchdown, 7-0 Saints. Drew Brees has turned the ball over. 2 interceptions already. Steven Jackson, 1-yard touchdown run. Shows some versatility to Steven Jackson. 2-yard touchdown pass to Randy McMichael, and we're 17-7 at the half.
Now, Boom and Dan, that was not a pretty-looking toss, but I guess effective, right?
Effective, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. All right, Dan.
Well, I'll tell you what's effective. Warwick Dunn, he goes up the middle. Look at this nice run here. He cuts back, goes 30 yards, bounces outside for a touchdown, putting the Falcons up 7-0. He has 56 yards in the first half. Joey Harrington finds Loran Robinson. Ball gets stripped. Ken Lucas picks it up. He goes 27 yards. He get in? Yeah, he gets in the touchdown tie game. No, Carolina up by 3.
All right, nursing a field goal lead there is Carolina. All right, Cleveland Browns, Pittsburgh Steelers. Coach, your thoughts?
I think the bottom line in this game right now, J&B, is going to be the red zone. Right now, Cleveland's gone down there 3 times, 3 touchdowns. Pittsburgh's down there 3 times, and they can settle for 3 field goals. And that's really the difference in this football game because both teams are moving the ball.
All righty, with that in mind, we'll take you back to the second half of your game. There we are. Take you back to the second half of your game. We'll do that after this.
CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint, proud sponsor and avid fans of the NFL.
Tomorrow, when a murder is
this personal.
I have Brian's pocket watch. Means this is the exact time my son was killed.
Revenge.
Father might be involved.
You're arresting me?
I'm a victim.
Is a family affair. New CSM Miami tomorrow on CBS.
All right, gents. It's the home stretch. Run to the playoffs. Who's your sleeper?
I like Tampa. Garcia's a winner. Plain and simple.
Giants are 6-2, but they're going to be in it to the end.
I'm sure Coughlin rests easier knowing he's your sleeper, Stan.
Jacksonville count as a sleeper?
Any team with teal in their uniform qualifies as a sleeper.
NFL Network kicks off the run to the playoffs when Peyton Manning leads the Colts into Atlanta to battle the Falcons. Colts-Falcons, see it live on NFL Network.
CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint, proud sponsor and avid fans of the NFL.
It's halftime here in Kansas City, and there is the score. The Chiefs leading the Broncos by a score of 8-6. Points at a premium. Each side has a turnover, a couple of field goals and a safety in a 2-point game. We're coming back after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Still the groundbreaking show, Survivor China, new episode CBS Thursday.
Let's be straight up. Here's why you should get a Toyota Tundra. And here's why you should get one right now. Now you can get 0% financing on Tundra or $2,500 cash back. There it is, straight up. Just visit your Toyota dealer. Toyota, a smart way to keep moving forward.
Think it's time I told my little bro my rules to live by.
Rules?
Yeah. 1, real men do not own lap dogs. 2, never date girls with dragon tattoos. And see, this is the biggie. Always, always get chili on your nachos Bel Grande.
Walk your dog.
New chili cheese nachos Bel Grande, only at Taco Bell.
Bill. Brandon. Just checking in again about that audition. No. But those other times I was calling you on my old phone service, this time I'm calling you on my new Comcast Digital Voice home phone service, so... What did they say exactly? Well, plenty of those words could have been misheard. Horrible, for one, sounds like a lot of different stuff.
Your phone calls won't change. They'll just cost less. Affordable and reliable Comcast Digital Voice.
Provocative, suggestive, sexy clothes in the workplace. Monday at 11.
Kid Nation has 4 districts.
We have decided to mix you guys all up. That's not fair.
Will the council survive?
Re-election time.
New Kid Nation, CBS Wednesday.
We're engaged to be married.
Clay, you got your whole life ahead of you.
Do I?
Clay Beresford made a fortune by the time he was 22.
Come on in. Lie down.
As soon as you get out, I'll be right here.
But his only mistake
Everyone ready to get started? Wait, what? Am I supposed to be asleep?
is trusting the people
Just inject the heart. In an hour, he'll be dead and we'll be rich.
who are supposed to save him.
What's going on in here?
Everything's fine.
He's lying to you.
Over the phone now!
Awake.
Help me.
Rated R.
Butler gets rid of it. Picked off on the far side by Derek Johnson. Heward gonna go deep and bouncing around and intercepted at the 2-yard line by Carl Pema. Back in Arrowhead Stadium, Greg Gumbel, Dan Deerdorf. There is our score. The Kansas City Chiefs with a 2-point lead on Denver at 8-6. The scoreboard operator hasn't had a whole lot to worry about in this game. But the difference in this game basically is the special teams play.
Yeah, it was a blocked punt by Bernard Pollard, who broke through coverage and came in, and as Greg said, this is the difference. Todd Sarbrun hasn't had a punt blocked all year, and that one was the difference. Luckily for Denver, blocked, went out of the end zone, and that thing could have been a touchdown. But this game pretty much to form. Neither one of these teams has scored many points this year. Both of them average only 15 a game.
Yeah, and yet, it's a battle for the top spot in the AFC West, and we've been talking about it. It's no secret. The question is, when does Herman Edwards make the move to the young quarterback Brody Croyle?
He keeps talking about we're going to need a spark. They're real close to needing a spark. There hasn't been one yet, Greg. Will we see it in the second half? I don't know if it's the second half this week, first half next week, but it's coming.
Once again, second half coming your way in high definition. Kansas City will get its hands on the ball first in the second half.
I can tell you that it's going to be Damon Heward, though, that's going to start the second half.
Eddie Drummond standing at his own 1-yard line, hoping to jumpstart the Chiefs here in the second half. They have a 2-point lead. This one sails into the end zone and will not be run out. And so the Chiefs offense will start at its own 20-yard line, and it will be Damon Heward getting a nod here to start the second half. Heward 6 out of 12 for 83 yards and an interception in the first half. And as we pointed out, it could have been a couple more.
Both of these quarterbacks have had multiple interception opportunities served up for the other team. Jay Cutler as well. Now, Damon Heward is 100% healthy. Jay Cutler is not. I mean, this is a guy who wouldn't have been the least bit of a surprise if he would not have played today. Yet Cutler is playing on a bad leg.
Priest Holmes in the backfield to start the second half. No drop, throws it away. Number 87, Eddie Kennison, was blanketed by his man on the far side of the field, and Heward just threw it out of bounds.
Whatever this large crowd at Arrowhead was discussing at halftime about what we were going to see on the first play of the second half, I don't think that was it.
Is that what they do when they leave their seats? They go out and they talk amongst themselves?
Well, they do. They talk about what they're going to see in the second half. And you know darn well that Brody Croyle was a hot topic of conversation on the concourses of Arrowhead.
Chiefs spread the field with 5 receivers. Heward waits, throws far side, tipped incomplete by Ian Gold.
Now, that is a long way for a linebacker to go to get in on coverage. Ian Gold can run. This guy can cover more ground. Look at his, and look at the athleticism of reaching back with his left hand to get a piece of that football.
So Heward now quickly looking at a 3rd and 10, and Kansas City just 2 out of 6 on 3rd down opportunities today. Gonzalez in motion. Heward from the shotgun. With time. Throwing down the middle. Tip, intercepted. Dre Bly on his way back. Down at the 30-yard line. Prime field position for the Denver Broncos. And the boos come out from the stadium crowd.
Damon Heward jogs off looking up at the Jumbotron, trying to get this look right here. Plenty of time, a great pocket. The ball is just high. I think he's trying to get it to Eddie Kennison, running underneath. Yep, that's Kennison, number 87. It does go through his hands, but that ball had a much better chance of the end result being good for Kansas City if it had been lower.
And now Selwyn Young on first down inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line, where Derek Johnson makes the play. Meanwhile, Heward, 2 picks on the day.
And if you weren't with us earlier, you heard Greg just talk about Selwyn Young being the running back for the Denver Broncos. Travis Henry with a bad knee isn't playing today. So the undrafted rookie is the main guy.
Young reaching for the 20-yard line, and he is very close to a first down. He has a first down. The rookie now with 9 carries and 60 yards on the day.
Greg, do you think Mike Shanahan even had a doubt that Selvin Young wouldn't work out at running back? He's so used to just plugging somebody into this team and having them be successful.
Here's Young again, trying to get outside, and he does, and look out. To the 10, to the 5, touchdown. His first NFL touchdown is a beauty. Right away, the Denver Broncos turned Damon Huard's interception into 6 points and looking to make it 7.
Somebody from Kansas City just runs right on by, right there. That's number 50, Napoleon Harris. Gee whiz, fight to get back in the play.
Looked like he expected him to run out of bounds, and instead, Selvin Young stepped back inside. Elam's extra point attempt is good. 13:32 to play in the third quarter. Denver jumps on top on the Selvin Young touchdown run.
Todd, sit down.
No, you just want my place.
Come on, man, sit down.
I don't want to lose my place.
Do you see anybody else standing in line? You don't have to do that anymore. They board by group and number now and just call you up.
You're wrong.
You want to bet?
Okay. Oh, man.
Introducing a new and better way to board from Southwest Airlines.
You are now free to move about the country.
In today's luxury game, the question isn't whether or not your car has available features like a 40-gig hard drive. It isn't about sunroofs or Sapelli wood accents, pop-up nav screens, or any of that. No, the real question is, when you turn your car on, does it return the favor? Perfect.
Almost.
Always perfect.
All imported Noble Aroma hops.
Together
in a classic European-style brewing tradition.
Back together again. Yeah.
The beer brewed for connoisseurs. Experience the unmistakable taste of Michelob. Distinct by design.
A national epidemic uncovered. Soldiers returning from war, then ending their lives in record numbers. The untold story. This week on the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
It's been a while since the Broncos have had a rushing touchdown. Selvin Young gives them one today. He has 10 carries for 80 yards in his first NFL touchdown, and the Broncos have the lead. Eddie Drummond lets it bounce into and through the end zone for the touchback. And onto the field comes Damon Huard.
Brody Croyle has had a visor on all day, and it's still firmly planted on top of his head. And here comes Damon Huard to a chorus of boos. It's not easy. Not easy at all being a quarterback in the NFL when things don't go well.
Brody Croyle continues to observe as the Chiefs start at their own 20-yard line. Huard. Loose football picked up by the Broncos. Nate Webster on his way to the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, all the way, there's Elvis Dumerville. He just puts a power pass rush. That's not Huard's fault. And Damon Huard is hurt.
17 yards on the return.
Coming from the right, there's Dumerville. You can't lay that on Damon Huard. He just really pounds on the right tackle, Chris Terry. And he creates that play as that baby just hops right on over to Webster.
Kansas City is field of a fumble.
Question here, was his arm in motion? Can we take another look at that as we go? Let's take a close look. No, that's a fumble all the way.
2 touchdowns in 9 seconds for the Broncos.
In today's luxury game, the real question isn't whether or not your car has available features like a 304 horsepower engine. It's not a question of track-tuned suspensions, pop-up navs, 40 gig hard drives, or any of that. No. In today's luxury game, the real question...
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. With Southwest Airlines' convenient nonstop flights, it's like having your own company plane. MasterCard. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. And by Cadillac. Introducing the all-new 2008 Cadillac CTS.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field will stand. It was a fumble. The result of the play, Denver touchdown.
If Herman Edwards was encouraged by a coach upstairs to challenge that, it was bad advice.
That wasn't even close. Damon Heward is still taking the ball back. The long arm of Elvis Dumerville strips the ball from Heward well before he starts his throwing motion. That never should have been challenged.
And now Jason Elam for the extra point, and it is good.
The kick is good.
20-8. Denver jumps into the lead.
I can't believe my...
Nate Webster scooped it up and returned it for the touchdown.
I'd say he's a little happy about it.
And now the Chiefs in a 20-8 hole. This is Eddie Drummond from inside his own 5-yard line. In the hole up the middle across the 25 to about the 28. It has been a rough day and a rough season for Damon Heward.
And you can see with the ice bag on the back of his neck. But this has been going on all season. Early in San Diego, then he takes another whack there in Cincinnati. This offensive line of the Kansas City Chiefs has struggled all year. And there's the last one by Elvis Dumerville that ends up with a strip sack, a fumble, and a touchdown for Nate Webster. And there's Brody Coyle.
Brody Coyle comes in to cheers of the Chiefs fans. First pass to the outside. That's complete to Dwayne Bowe. And Bowe across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Brody Coyle is the guy that Herm Edwards has been pointing to quarterback this team for the future.
He wanted him to win the job in the preseason, and I know everybody here in Kansas City knows this, but for our audience, he wanted him to win the job in the preseason, and he didn't. He didn't play well at all. Damon Heward far superior, so Heward has started and played. Herm told us when he made this move, he wasn't going back. Now, I think we have to keep in mind, Greg, that this move here was made because of injury. Granted, Damon Heward in the offense wasn't moving, but Damon Heward is hurt. He couldn't go back in there if he wanted to.
But you kind of feel it's like any port in a storm. For whatever reason that Herm Edwards gets a chance to make a change, you had the feeling it was going to happen sooner or later.
Absolutely. Herman desperately, and I mean desperately, wants Brody Coyle to take this job by the throat and shake it a little bit.
Coyle looking at a 3rd and 5. Crossing pattern and sticks it in there. Goes to the 40-yard line to Dwayne Bowe for the first down.
Well, good protection to begin with, and that is a really good throw because that coverage, it's hard to have coverage by Dre Bly much better than he had right there on Dwayne Bowe. He was draped all over him. Dre was draped all over Bowe. I don't want to have to repeat that very often.
Thank you. First down now at the 40-yard line. And here's Priest Holmes. Bounces off the tackle. Out to about the 45. Hamza Abdullah with the stop. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Herm told us that he wanted to limit Priest Holmes to about 20 touches. That was including receptions. And he has got 15 carries already.
Make it a 2nd and 5, and Coyle needs midfield for a first down. Still with the football and throws it incomplete over the head of Tony Gonzalez. And the Broncos pretty much had that play sniffed out.
Yeah, they sure did. Nate Webster was there underneath, forcing Croyle to throw a touch floater over the top. I'm not sure that Tom Brady would have completed that pass.
Of Brody Croyle, Herm Edwards says he is mentally tough. He can make all the throws, and he says he'll turn it over. But his problem is that we can't run the ball consistently.
Again, it's the offensive line. Their level of play has got to get better. Actually, that's true for both of these teams.
Coyle outside, complete, first down to Eddie Kennison. James Brown has an NFL Today update. JB.
All right, Greg and Dan. Mike Peterson picked off Vince Young, and of course Jacksonville capitalizes. Fred Taylor pushing through for the 4-yard TD run. 21-6. Rob Baronis added a 49-yard field goal for the difference now late in the third. Back to Greg Gumbel, Dan Dierdorf.
JB, what the running game will do for a team's offense, huh?
Jack Del Rio has got Jacksonville playing good football.
Coyle and the Chiefs have advanced to the Denver 47. Here's the blitz. Got rid of it. Priest Holmes, running room, 45, 40, and out of bounds inside the Denver Broncos 40 to the 38-yard line. Nice job by Coyle under pressure.
Well, and that's exactly where you want. You want the blitz to the side of the screen. You can see that all Priest Holmes did was reroute the blitzer Abdullah, but when the blitz comes to the side where you have already called the screen, that is a blessing. That's a great thing because that defender that should be in coverage is chasing the quarterback.
8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Priest Holmes' first reception of the day. He's out now. Colby Smith in the backfield. And the pass outside and incomplete, intended for Smith.
You know, we saw the completion before we went to that update back to New York with JB to Eddie Kennison. And it's nice having Kennison back here in the Chief lineup. Kennison pulled a hamstring in the opener, and this is his first time back. So maybe he can offer a little veteran guidance to this young quarterback. Although I'd be looking for 82 and 88. They don't appear to be letting you down at all.
3rd and 2. Coyle throwing, got his man. That's a first down. Sammy Parker inside the Denver 30 to the 26.
Well, Herm was hoping Coyle would provide a spark. And this is the best the Kansas City offense has looked all day. They finally have some rhythm. They've got a little bit going, and Damon Eward, unfortunately, can just watch from the bench.
First down now at the 27-yard line. Coyle jumping right into the fray with decent numbers. Back to the ground game and Priest Holmes. Nowhere to go. He finds room to run inside the 25 to the 24, dancing like the Priest Holmes of old.
Yeah, I'll say this. You wondered about his legs. We all did coming into this, and would that burst, and would he have them underneath him? I think we've seen that Priest Holmes does. He's made some severe cuts. Watch how many changes of direction. There's one. There's two.
I saw him.
He fakes the third one and comes back.
Saw him one of the local newscasts last night. One of his teammates says, "You guys don't seem to understand. Priest Holmes understands the game of football."
Yes, he does.
2nd and 6. Coyle with time, throwing down the sideline, incomplete, and out of bounds, intended for Chris Wilson. to James Brown once again in New York, JB.
Hey, Greg and Dan, the Eagles have narrowed it against the Skins as Donovan McNabb play action, hooking up here with L.J. Smith, drills a bullet across the middle. First touchdown of the season for Smith. It is now 15-13 as a two-point conversion. No good. Greg Gumbel, Dan Dierdorf.
JB, thank you.
There's a guy, L.J. Smith. When he came into this league, I thought he was going to be a Pro Bowl player every year.
3rd and 6, Croyle. Quick pass outside. This is Dwayne Bowe, and Bowe gets tripped up before he reaches the first down.
How did Foxworth tackle him? Looked like he missed him with his arms and kung fu'd him with his legs.
Herm Edwards with a handshake for Brody Croyle as he comes off the field. Meanwhile, Dave Rayner on to attempt what will be a 38-yard field goal attempt. Maybe 39 now. 39. Kick on its way and looks pretty good. Chiefs unable to dent the end zone, but they pull 3 points closer. 6:55 from the third to go.
They use it to shoot the game. They use it to broadcast the game. They use it to produce the game.
The main man on the field today is Peyton Manning.
So why wouldn't you use it to watch the game?
That's Peyton Manning.
Nice Sony. Scoot over a bit, will you?
Nothing compares to a Sony Bravia HD TV because high definition is in our DNA.
Anybody got any chips?
These KFC triple dip strips are great.
Yeah, the sauces really stay in place.
You can dip on the go without the mess.
I can't pass the ultimate test.
Introducing new triple dip strips from KFC for just $2.99. 3 all-white meat crispy strips with 3 dipping sauces held in place so they're easy to eat on the go. Choose from 6 different sauces, including new garlic parmesan. For just $2.99, no one makes it easier to dip on the go than KFC.
What's behind the grill is what matters most. For those who want it more, there's professional grade. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by GMC, official vehicle of the NFL and proud supporter of those who want it more. And by the new triple dip strips from KFC. They're good.
Somewhere in Kansas City, the meeting was held, and they said, yep, this is how we want to look for the game.
They didn't realize the Blue Man Group already got it going.
Andre Hall from the 3. Walker. And out across the 25. And that's where they will put it in play. And we'll remind you tonight on CBS, the race is on. Next stop, Amsterdam. See why critics say The Amazing Race remains one of the best shows on TV. Catch a new episode tonight, right after 60 Minutes.
Won't be long, and that'll be how you and I will be going to the stadium when that bicycle. I'll be in the little thing out front. You'll be pedaling.
Tony Gonzalez and Damon Heward.
You can see that Damon Heward, it hurts him to even turn and look at his teammate.
Chiefs fans want a little defensive action now. Selwyn Young changes direction, and here he goes, 30. And is stood up before he gets to the 35-yard line by Patrick Surtain.
Boy, there's a lot to like about this kid. Take a look, Jared Allen's number 69 to that end. He really sells out to the inside, then can't get in on it. But again, he tries to make one cut too many. Patrick Surtain's having none of it. You look at who's coming from the outside. That was a good open field tackle and plant by Patrick Surtain.
And we get a penalty flag. And this will be against the Broncos.
Well, they're turning to look back at their quarterback making a signal call.
False start. Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Selvin Young, that's a career high, 88 yards rushing on the day, and he's not done. What he told us he wants to do is be known as a complete back. He gets the ball again here, turning the corner, and a run out of bounds about a few yards shy of a first down.
Well, there's a lot to like about this kid. He's got one of those. Look at him smile right there. That is truly what you see is what you get. That's the way he was when we met with him yesterday. Greg, it's impossible not to like him after being around him.
Dan, how many different schools did he say he attended when he was a kid?
Check this out. He said he went to 18 different schools before he was a freshman in high school, and then he was able to stay at his one high school all 4 years. Prior to that, 18 separate moves.
3rd and 3. Young stood up before he gets to the first down marker. Donnie Edwards leading the way.
Well, the Chiefs fans are happy to have Donnie Edwards back in Kansas City. Played the bulk of his career before going to San Diego, and telling us it's nice to be back where it started. But he didn't say necessarily finish up here. Donnie said he wants to play till he's 40 as well.
Eddie Drummond deep for the kick. Catches up with it and runs out of bounds at the 10-yard line.
A perfect punt.
That wasn't in the master plan for Kansas City. 50-yard kick.
An innocent man who found a fortune. A deadly stranger.
I'm looking for Llewellyn Moss.
On his trail.
These people are killing. They won't quit.
He won't neither.
Now.
Who is this?
There's no turning back.
You bring me the money and I let her go.
Newsweek, Time, and Rolling Stone agree. There's no movie like No Country for Old Men. Rated R. Now playing in select theaters everywhere Wednesday, November 21st.
FedEx saved us with their overnight service, so we've added FedEx Ground for everyday shipping.
Ground? That doesn't sound fast. Actually, Joel, FedEx Ground is faster than you think.
You can't judge things by their name. Don't you agree, Harry?
Absolutely.
Eileen?
Of course.
Joy? Bob?
You see, Joel, we all agree that FedEx Ground is fast, despite the name Ground.
Well said, Mr. Turkeyneck.
FedEx Ground. Fast, reliable, and for less than you think.
I work in the movies.
It's Monty.
Later. I'm a kind of star, I guess. I live in Hollywood, but I work on Broadway in New York. Thank you, thank you. In Tombstone, Arizona. A part of South America you might not have heard of.
Hi.
Hi, Klaus. And London, England. Hi, I'm in the middle of something. Hi. So I need a network that works where I live. A place called Hollyworkazona, South Maryland.
Monty.
Monty, what's the deal?
The new AT&T works in more places like Hollyworkazona, South Maryland.
In New York City's Times Square, anything can happen.
Can you really walk away from a view like this?
CBS Wednesday. It will.
Live wire electrocution?
I'd say someone ordered death straight up.
A new CSI New York Wednesday on CBS.
4:35 to play in the third quarter, and at Arrowhead, it's just as much fun outside the stadium as it is inside, Dan.
I want to buy one of those that has a TV built into the lid of your barbecue pit. Now that's... We took a little creative license there, but you got to admit it. It's a nice look. It's a nice touch.
No fires allowed above 350 degrees.
It's a man thing. A guy would like to have a barbecue with a TV in it.
Croyle and the Chiefs offense from its own 10-yard line. Priest Holmes dragged down from behind after a 1-yard gain by Marcus Thomas, the rookie out of the University of Florida. It'll be 2nd and 9.
defensive line of the Denver Broncos says they took a real blow when Ebenezer Ekubon went down with a torn Achilles during training camp. They had a #1 draft pick, Jarvis Moss. He just went on IR with an injury, their first pick out of Florida.
On 2nd and 9. That pass is to Chris Wilson. Wilson looking for running room, lost the football.
Oh, good break for the Chiefs.
Number 87, Eddie Kennison fell on it.
Luckily, Eddie was coming back to help block, and he sees the ball come out after the hit by Abdullah, and luckily Eddie Kennison was right there. If he wouldn't have been hustling to come back and make a block for his teammate, he wouldn't have had a chance at that.
Dan, one of the things that they've had to deal with here in Kansas City is the turnover of personnel. Herm Edwards told us 18 new players on defense since he got here a year ago, and Donnie Edwards says 5 new guys starting on defense this year.
Well, and there's some guys on this team that shouldn't buy many green bananas either, because his turnover isn't finished.
Croy sets up the screen for Holmes with blocking, and out to about the 28-yard line.
And I don't mean to be mean-spirited when I say that, but Herman Edwards has a plan, and he and Carl Peterson have worked it out, and they know that they need an infusion of youth on this team, and they've got one more year to go before they think they'll start to put together the team that they've worked out on paper.
Certainly one of the hallmarks of the Kansas City Chiefs team was the strong offensive line here, and that has just deteriorated to barely function.
And a couple of the guys who've been here, they need to pick it up.
To give it to Colby Smith. And there's not much happening there at all. Nate Webster, the first to make contact with the rookie from Louisville.
Well, it's, you know, you talked, Greg, about the offensive line of the Chiefs. Hard to replace guys who were both the locker room leaders and the dominant players on the field, the equal of guys like Willie Rofe and Will Shields. Two really special, two potential Hall of Fame football players.
Denver has held Kansas City to 52 rushing yards so far today. 3rd and 3 now. Croy over the middle. Has Gonzalez for the first down out to the 37-yard line.
Being a quarterback is all about moving the chains, keeping a drive alive, working against the zone of Denver. He finds the biggest area, as he has done so many times before. But Brody Croyle found his all-world tight end Gonzalez, and again, move the stick.
Priest Holmes now back, takes the pitch, going to try the left side. Guts through. First down, close to midfield. What's happening with that Jacksonville, Tennessee game? JB in New York.
Hey, fellas, take a look here as Vince Young hooks up with Justin Gage, splitting the defenders, a 20-yard strike, capping a 10-play, 67-yard drive. Hey, Greg and Dan, first touchdown toss by Young since September 24th. Jacksonville up by 8. Back to Greg and Dan.
All right, James, thank you.
Boy, that's a long time to have your starting quarterback go without throwing a touchdown pass. 0 for October. Not good.
Croyle, couple play fake and throws and finds his man at the 35-yard line. Jeff Webb pulls in his first pass of the day.
Nice looking play there. Mike Solari, the offensive coordinator, that was a beauty. The double fake. Good blocking up front, set it all up for Croyle.
And they won't be in any hurry to run another play before time expires. It's the end of 3. Denver leading the Chiefs 20-11. Back to Kansas City after this message and a word from your local station. Damon Heward still sitting on the bench.
He hasn't moved since he had to come out of the game.
8th play of this drive. Priest Holmes, blockers in front, trying to turn the corner, and is run out of bounds at about the 35 by DJ Williams. kind of a strange game. Selvin Young with a rushing touchdown of 20 yards. Damon Ewart 2 picks before he was knocked out. He also suffered a fumble. One of that fumble resulted in a Nate Webster touchdown run. We've had a blocked punt resulting in a safety. And it's 20-11. 2nd and 10. Wilson in motion. Troil, straight drop, has time, going deep down the far sideline. It is off the fingertips of Dwayne Bowe, incomplete.
Well, that's the first time today that Kansas City has challenged Champ Bailey at all. I don't think we've even said Champ Bailey's name all day. Here's Champ Bailey, his coverage on Bowe. Boys, that ball was so close. So close. But he found the single coverage. Now, granted, the single coverage was on Champ Bailey, but Dwayne Bowe had a step on 24. He had a step. That ball was a little shorter. That could have been six.
Kansas City 6 out of 12 on 3rd downs, and here comes the blitz. Throwing sniff side, in and out of the hands of number 80, Jeff Webb, and that'll bring up a 4th down. So on comes the field goal unit.
This will be about a 52-yard kick. 52 to 53.
53-yarder by Dave Rayner, whose long this year is 49. His career long is 54. On its way. Plenty of distance. But he pulled it to the left. 14-15 to play. 4th quarter. Denver holds on to its 20-11 lead. Love Survivor. See why it's thrashing its rivals. Still the original, still the best. Survivor, China, Thursday at 8, 7 Central on CBS. The missed field goal means Denver begins its own 43-yard line. And Cutler to throw. Under pressure. Dodges. Throws. Complete inside the 35-yard line to Brandon Stokely for a big gaining 1st down.
Well, Jay Cutler buys all this extra time with his feet. Just watch how far Brandon Stokely runs, how much time he has, and then he's able to come back. And Wesley and Ty Law, well, they just kind of let him settle right in front of him. And by the time he comes back for the ball, there's not a whole lot you can do. Cutler bought himself a good 2 or 3 extra seconds.
23-yard pickup on the pass play. Here's Young for a couple. Greg Wesley, number 25, in on the initial hit. Clock continues to move. We're coming up on 13:20 to play here in the 4th quarter. Selvin Young with 94 yards on the day rushing. Gets the ball again. Close to the 30.
Kid's got a chance to go over 100 yards in his first pro start. I think on the road in Kansas City. I think that might be he might want to take a football home with him and have it painted up. That's a day you'll never forget.
Now the crowd into it again as the Chiefs defense looks at a big stop here on 3rd and 6. And Jay Cutler going to call timeout. Play clock winding down. Denver uses a timeout here, stopping the clock with 12:17 to play in the 4th.
It's sponsored by Sprint, proud sponsors and avid fans of the NFL. LG, life's good. And by Acura. Acura, advance.
Chiefs fans on their feet. For 3rd and 6. Broncos spread the field. Cutler from the shotgun. Throws near side. Penalty marker flies, and that'll be interference on Benny Sapp. Brandon Stokely was the intended receiver. It'll be a first down, Denver.
Pass interference. Defense number 20. Automatic. First down.
Well, he's on Stokely. He goes over the top of Stokely to bat away the ball. Now, from that angle, I don't see any interference at all. He had his backside hand on Stokely. You're allowed to do that as long as you don't push him or move him with that backside hand. At first blush, that looked like pretty good work by Benny Sapp.
Sullivan Young back to work on first down, stumbled in the backfield. Let's go back and take another look at that play, Dan.
Now let's see if he moves his body. See, look, he goes right over the top. What you can't see is whether that left hand pushes Stokely or whether his leg pushes Stokely. But I got to tell you, from that angle right there, that looked like a pretty good play. Awfully good play by Benny Sapp.
2nd and 10.
That might be one of those that the Chiefs send into the league office. Say, how about a look at this?
Young, right side, burst through, inside the 20 to about the 18. Did that ball come out? The ball came out, and it was covered by Young.
Well, he's over 100. He's got his 100 yards.
103 to be exact with the 8-yard pickup here.
Nice hole inside. Follows his fullback, Cecil Sapp, right up into the hole.
Wow, and that ball stayed right underneath him. He was able to curl around it.
That was fortuitous for young Mr. Young. 103.
3rd and 3. Cutler on the move, throwing, end zone, touchdown. Daniel Graham,
wide open.
Graham, his first touchdown catch of the season.
Denver in a running formation. They're in the eye with a power set up to the right-hand side. After the play action, Jay Cutler floats out, and wide open is the former New England Patriot tight end, just standing in the end zone. And that's the kind of openness that play action can bring you.
Elam's extra point is good. 10:44 to play in the 4th quarter. Denver puts a little more space between themselves and the Kansas City Chiefs. Jay Cutler with the touchdown pass. 27-11 Broncos.
Life is busy, but
Daniel Graham. And now Eddie Drummond and Benny Sapp are deep for the kickoff. Points have been hard to come by for Mike Shanahan and the Denver Broncos, but they're close to doubling up on their season average today. Far side of the field from the 6, this is Sapp. And knocked down by his own man. Contact with his own man, number 64, Rudy Nijmegen.
Well, here's how the touchdown comes about. You see Kansas City here? They are all within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. Here is Watson right here. He's going to go straight on down the field. Everybody's so close to the line for the Chiefs, overplaying the run on 3rd and 3. Daniel Graham, I said, I'm doing too many Patriots tight ends. Daniel Graham, geez, once he takes 3 or 4 strides, he's past everybody in the Kansas City defense. 3rd and 3, they really severely overplayed the run. Great time for play.
So let's see how Brody Croyle answers for the Chiefs. first down. They give it to Priest Holmes, tries the right side, and tripped up just as he crossed the 20 by Dominique Foxworth. 5 yards on the play. How's Priest Holmes doing in his first start in 2 years? 19 carries today for 61 yards.
Well, 61 yards is not a glamorous number, but I think he's run hard.
This pass, this side, pulled in and out of bounds. Number 87, Eddie Kennison, making the valiant effort.
And a really good effort it was, too, but that ball impossible to catch and stay in bounds. That was a back foot throw by Croyle under pressure that ended up being fairly accurate.
A couple of the Chiefs were talking about that back foot throw of Brett Favre against them last week.
Well, he's only been doing it for almost 20 years. The guy could throw standing on his hands.
3rd and 5. Croyle gets caught. There's a penalty marker down as Croyle goes down. The long arms of Elvis Doomerville waving in the air.
Offense number 74. This penalty is declined. 4th down.
Kyle Turley is the guilty party on the hold.
Well, Kyle Turley is a backup tackle on this team now. He has been a starter most of his career, had back surgery. It looked like his career was over a couple years ago, and again, he's come back to play. But this Kansas City offensive line, they are just flat out struggling.
That's the 3rd Denver sack of the day. Colquitt. High. Booming kick. Martinez from his own 33. And great job on special teams by Dimitri Patterson. Denver back on offense. Gumbled and Deerdorf back in Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. John Lynch missing another game with that neck injury. Just over 9.5 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. Denver with 2 touchdowns in its last 3 possessions, and
there's a false start.
It's raining yellow flags.
Offense number 70. 5-yard penalty remains. 1st down.
Montre Holland is guilty, and that'll back them up 5 yards. So it's a 1st and 15 now. And this is Andre Hall getting nowhere around the left side. Dan, you and I, we look at these teams prior to the game and try to figure out just what they're capable of, and both of them appear to be on the downside this season if you're looking long-term at the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think you could look at either one of these teams and say that they're anywhere near the elite teams in this conference. This is the AFC, and it's the bar is pretty high in this conference. And, hey, they don't want to say it. These two teams are both rebuilding. You'll get neither coach to say it. It seems for some reason that that's a horrible word that nobody wants to use anymore. You know what? The reality is they are rebuilding.
This play straight ahead. No, Jay Cutler kept it and slid down across the 35 and very close to a 1st down at the 38-yard line. And if you're looking ahead, Indianapolis and San Diego play tonight. If Denver wins this game, they're 4-5. The Chiefs are 4-5, and San Diego would need to win tonight to climb to 4-5.
Well, from a talent standpoint, there is no doubt by far the best team in this division is the San Diego Chargers. They have more good football players than do the Broncos or the Chiefs and certainly the Raiders. So I think it's their division to take. Now, can they do it? If not, that would be going from 14-2 to not winning this division the way it is right now. Oh, wow. Norv, see you later.
Well, Denver has taken a timeout, and that's their 2nd. Let's take a look at the AFC West. And San Diego, as we said, playing tonight. Denver win here would make them 4-5. Kansas City would fall to 4-5 with the loss.
If you look It's a transitional period that the Raiders, the Broncos, and the Chiefs find themselves in. If San Diego can't muster it up in the second half of the season and win this division, you'd have to say, Greg, that's one of the colossal disappointments we've seen in some time in the NFL.
Well, we saw some early season frustration from some of the Charger players when they got out of the gates at 1-3.
Well, yeah, they went through that 3-game losing streak, but then, hey, they went on a 3-game winning streak, and it looked like all things were good, and then they get blown away up in Minnesota by Adrian Peterson and the Vikes.
3rd and 2. The pass out here is complete to Scheffler, and Scheffler has a first down out of bounds at the 48-yard line. Another nice job by Jay Cutler.
And after the hit that Scheffler took in the first half, I didn't think we'd be seeing him play in the second half. He got drilled by Greg Wesley attempting to make a catch right in the rib cage. And he had the look of a guy that might have had a cracked rib or two, but he's back there playing.
This is a Denver Broncos team that has lost 10 of its last 12 times coming into Arrowhead Stadium. It's been a tough place for them to win. Selvin Young lost his footage, untouched, picks himself up and ducks inside the 45.
Jared Allen is saying he did touch him.
And Tony Correnti's going to agree with him.
Yeah. Jared Allen, he pleaded his case to Tony Correnti after that play.
This is their second. This is their 32nd timeout.
Being the judge and jury, yeah, right there, he taps him on the shoulder. Jared Allen was right.
Pretty quick thinking by the youngster, Selvin Young. While we have a moment, let's talk about next Sunday. The NFL on CBS rolls out regional action. Tony Gonzalez and the Chiefs against Peyton Manning and the Colts. The Chargers and the Jaguars in Jacksonville. Dan and I will be there. Or the Steelers taking on the Jets. We ask you to check your local listings, beginning with JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cower on the NFL Today. Tony Gonzalez, number 88, the all-world tight end, talking with Damon Heward.
And he's been over there a couple different times trying to chat up his quarterback, his veteran quarterback. It's one thing to get hurt and then to know that also you may not get your job back.
On 2nd and 11, Selvin Young going nowhere. Tamba Hali and Derek Johnson combining for that stop. And Kansas City uses its 3rd and final timeout right here. Well, it has been a while since these Broncos have chalked up a win in Kansas City. October of 2002, Shannon Sharp had 214 yards and 2 touchdowns. Priest Holmes, 3 touchdowns, 113 yards rushing. Broncos scored twice, tied the game at 34 with 21 seconds to play on a Mike Anderson TD, and then the Broncos blocked a Kansas City punt and won it on a Jason Elam 25-yard field goal. But that's October of 02. That's a long dry spell.
This is what a friendly place Arrowhead has been for the Chiefs. Haven't lost back-to-back home games in 5 years.
3rd and 14 now. That one batted down at the line, incomplete.
And you know what? Kansas City used their timeouts. Use them now, use them later. They need 2 touchdowns and 2 successful 2-point conversions to get this game just to a tie. So, hey, go ahead, save a couple minutes on the clock now, because you need 2 very successful possessions just to tie the game.
You're doing math on me again, aren't you?
Well, it's 16 points. In the NFL, that is still just 2 possessions.
Eddie Drummond back at his 10-yard line. Solid run. And he lets it bounce, tries to pick it up, and is fallen upon at the 15-yard line by Taylor Jacobs. 42-yard punt and no return. So Herman Edwards trying to come up with some answers. As you mentioned at the very top of the day, Dan, Larry Johnson not playing today, and no one's really certain if he's going to be available the rest of the season.
No, and I don't think it's a cover-up or anything else. I believe Herm when he told us they just don't know yet how badly Larry Johnson is hurt. He's hurt. He is hurt badly. And whether or not he could come back towards the end of the season, I think that's what they're looking for now. I wouldn't be looking for him next week and probably not even the weekend.
Croyle throws this side. Kennison is complete and out of bounds across the 25-yard line, and that is very close to a first down. It is a first down. Selvin Young lost a little yardage on the last couple of plays, and he's now fallen below the 100-yard rushing mark for the day. He's at 98.
Wow, he was at 103. He's not going to be a happy guy if that's where he ends up.
Croyle throwing this side, and the catch is made just across the 40-yard line by Kennison.
Nobody paints up a football for 98 yards. It's got to have 3 figures in it. Meanwhile, that's not a typical day for Big Tony, is it?
8-time Pro Bowler, just 2 catches for 19 yards.
H-O-F-8-8.
Up the seam, intercepted. Champ Bailey. Bailey with his second pick of the season, looking for running room, and runs out of bounds at his own 40-yard line.
Well, I think Brody Croyle clearly expected one of those receivers to that side of the field to be running a different pattern. He's throwing to a spot. He lets it go, and I don't know if Gonzalez wasn't running what he thought. He had a receiver to the outside. But either way, he let the ball sail to a spot. He didn't have anybody anywhere near it. And a disappointment all the way around so far for this Kansas City offense.
The offense has had 12 possessions today, has turned the ball over 4 times, and has 3 field goals to show on offense. So on first down, here's Young again. Young breaking it outside, back over 100 yards for the day, and across midfield, goes back to get the football, but he was down at the Kansas City 49-yard line.
Well, he's got his painted football back.
Yes.
I'll tell you one thing, Selvin Young needs to learn how to hit the ground and hold on to that football a little better. That ball's come loose a few times.
So he'll go to the sidelines, and Andre Hall, first-year player out of South Florida. Champ Bailey, boy, between Champ Bailey and Dre Bly, you got a couple of ball-hawking cornerbacks. This is Hall.
Greg Wesley, hello there. That is one of the hardest hits I've seen in a while.
Oh, you can hear that all the way up here.
That was a plant right there.
Let's give a listen.
That is how you square up and go through a ball carrier. Man, that's as big a stick as we've seen in quite some time.
And it looked every bit the way it sounded.
Look at his helmet. The KC arrowheads coming off the right side of his helmet.
Cutler has the football. Gonna run with it. Penalty markers are down, and he slides down close to the 35-yard line.
Man, if I'm Jay Cutler running around, I'm looking for him. I don't know what happens, but I don't want 25 coming after me. Look at his helmet there. Look, he knocked the arrowhead off his helmet.
Here's Tony Correnti with the call.
Holding defense number 91. This 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down.
Here it is again. Listen to this. That's what's called finishing a play.
Here we go.
Meanwhile, the penalty by Tamba Halid doesn't help. And you saw what has to be a very frustrated Herman Edwards on the sideline.
And I would say a frustrated viewing stadium full of people here who I would say 90% of them have left. And that's not good news for this proud franchise.
On first down, here's Hall. And Hall moves inside the 30 to the 28 where Donnie Edwards makes the stop. And we remind you, coming up, the Subway postgame show has JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cower. And they'll have all the latest NFL scores and highlights all coming up on the Subway postgame show.
Well, Greg, we talked before that this was a game that we thought the Denver Broncos had to win. To lose this game, they would have dropped to 3-6. This season would have, I think, gone up in smoke. And Mike Shanahan, I'm sure, sold his team that at 4-5, we're right back in it in the AFC West. And they are.
Butler gives to Hall.
Plays over, man. Plays over.
This is how the Broncos will finish out the season.
Big game there at Chicago against the Bears, even though the Bears are 3-5. Going to Soldier Field is tough. They entertain the Chiefs back at home on December the 9th. You notice there are no Dynamos on there other than the game next week with Tennessee. Everybody on that schedule is either 500 or less.
They've beaten Oakland in their division 23-20. They've lost to San Diego 41-3.
It's the blowouts that are just the way they've been dusted a few times.
Cutler gives to Hall. And Hall comes up short of 25. Clock continues to move. 2:50 to play here in the fourth quarter.
You look at what Detroit did to the Broncos last week and you just scratch your head. You go 44-7. Are you kidding me? But I'm telling you, one of the problems with this Denver club, and it's the same with Kansas City, they're having trouble on the offensive line. They're having trouble protecting the pocket. And Detroit, with that great defensive line, just overran Cutler. And Tennessee's going to give them, Tennessee will give them all you want on that front line.
Yeah, you better have your ducks in a row when you go up against the Titans.
That's exactly right.
And Denver burns a timeout here, their last timeout available to them, and stops the clock with 2:13 to play here in the fourth quarter.
Well, if you're a fantasy guy, you really love Brett Favre, don't you? And finally, Mark Bulger breaks out and has a 300-yard game with a couple touchdowns. Big Ben continuing his good season. Clinton Portis, there's a day's work with 330 carries. Jesse Chapman for the Dolphins. Did they end up winning?
The Dolphins are tied at 10.
They're tied at 10. Torrey Holt, Marcus Colston, a couple good days there. Justin Gates comes up with a touchdown for the Titans.
And all smiles now beginning to break out on the Broncos sideline.
Well, they were up against it.
Cutler. And that's incomplete. The ball slip out of the backfield. Cutler not at all pleased with himself, and that won't even get him to the 2-minute warning.
He had pressure in his face, but regardless of the pressure, you got to deliver a little better pass than that.
First and 10, Kansas City.
So now the ball goes over on downs to the Kansas City Chiefs, who take over at their own 26. Coyle sets up the screen for Colby Smith. And Smith is dragged down at about the 25 by Chet Bailey, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play here at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. The Denver Broncos about to wrap up their fourth win of the year. Just a reminder, coming up on the Subway postgame show, JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, Coach Bill Cower have all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's all coming up on the Subway postgame show. Brody Coyle on 12. That one's complete to Colby Smith, and Smith out to the 33-yard line. I guess the question that everyone in these parts will be asking tomorrow, Dan, is has Brody Croyle shown enough to start next week for Herm Edwards?
Well, it's a good question. Herm sure made it sound that once he got his chance, he wanted to see how he was going to do for the rest of the year. And there comes Ian Gold. Man, we've seen some big hits here in the last couple of minutes.
Listen to this one.
What's going on? Guys, this is hardly nail in the head. Greg Wesley on the other side. Now Ian Gold for the Broncos. Of course, we don't know how badly Damon Heward is hurt.
That's the first movement we've seen from Damon for a while. Penalty marker flies as Croyle steps back and throws to the far side, and that is complete to Dwayne Bowe. This looks like this will be an offside call against Elvis Dumerville.
Boy, but you can see on that throw, there's one of the things that Herm loves about Brody Croyle. That he wound up and let that baby
Outside.
go.
Defense number 92 in the neutral zone at the snap. This penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down.
The time it took that ball to go from point A to point B, point A being Croyle's hand, to B the receiver's hand, was not very long.
Bowe with 105 yards with 9 catches on the day. First down, Croyle stepping up, throwing this side. Penalty marker flies as Jeff Webb makes the catch. And we're going to get an interference call against Denver.
I'm on the 25th.
Pass interference, defense number 41. Automatic first down.
Pema, who had an interception earlier, gets an interference call here.
Meanwhile, Elvis Dumerville gets mugged on his way to try to get to Brody Croyle, and no flag.
Boy, Mike Shanahan was just raving about this young man who is only 5'11", but he's 280, and Mike Shanahan says he has the longest arms I've ever seen. First down, pump fake, Croyle throwing, and it is incomplete. Kind of in between a couple of receivers.
Yeah, Dumerville keeps working against Chris Terry. Chris Terry, so much taller than Dumerville, ends up blocking Dumerville's head. He's grabbed his head, he's twisted it, he's got it all locked up. That happens to Dumerville a lot, being so short. He gets underneath guys.
And we were talking about this yesterday, that it's tough for a bigger guy to block a shorter guy like that.
Well, I guarantee you Dumerville wears that shield to keep the other guy's fingers out of his eyes.
Penalty markers again. Croyle throwing it. Has Gonzalez in the end zone, incomplete.
Now, no way Tony could track that ball down. He sure tried like heck.
Offside, defense number 92 in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty, repeat, second down.
There's Elvis Dumerville, just that nudge found him in the neutral zone.
Who do you think he was named for, Dan?
All the impersonators we see at every NFL stadium around the league. Oh.
Every gate. Every gate.
Of course, we ruled out Elvis Costello, didn't we?
On 2nd and 5, penalty marker again. Croyle going for the end zone and tipped away at the last moment by Dre Bly. It has been raining yellow these last few minutes. There's more yellow. There's a human penalty marker.
Offside, defense number 96 lined up in the neutral zone.
I think
this
that's a guy
5-yard
that
penalty
needs some
will
more lead
result
in his pencil.
in a first down.
Look at that thing.
Oh. Mission accomplished.
I'll be leaving now.
first down now from the 22-yard line of the Broncos. Croyle throwing outside, incomplete, misconnection with Gonzalez. And once again, Doomerville into the backfield. There have been 14 penalties called today, and 10 of them against the Denver Broncos. That usually doesn't result in victory.
No, it doesn't. This has not been, from that standpoint, it's been extremely sloppy. Mike Shanahan will take him to task for that.
Croyle with time this time. Goes this way, and that's complete to Gonzalez. Shoved out of bounds at about the 12. That's right at the first down marker.
Tony, being such a classy guy, runs over the guy that's got on the chain crew on the sideline, and then immediately goes over to try to pick him up and inquire as to whether he's okay.
Hey, everybody else has been hit pretty hard down there today.
We've seen a couple here in the last couple minutes of the game.
This is the Chiefs' longest drive of the day at 62 yards.
Are you kidding me?
Let's have another flag. Croyle throwing, tipped, incomplete.
Well, Brody Croyle must have the greatest hard count in the history of football, or these Denver Bronco defensive linemen have just gone to sleep.
Alvin McKinley, I believe, jumped on this
Offside, defense number 92.
No,
Introduces on at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
I'm not sure that was right.
Just because Elvis was guilty of the last 4.
I thought that one came from inside. And Doomerville, he's down here at the bottom at defensive end.
First and 5 now from the 7-yard line as Croyle tries to get the Chiefs a touchdown for the first time today. Standing in, throwing over the middle, and a little bit behind the intended receiver. We have a flag. How odd.
Offside, defense number 92 lined up beyond the ball. 5-yard penalty.
Unbelievable.
Will result in a first down.
We saw them all remain still. Doomerville lines up in the neutral zone.
I believe this is pretty funny to everyone except Mike Shanahan.
Well, he's looking for the defensive line coach right now. See, it's always the coach's fault when the players screw up like this.
So it's first and goal now. From just inside the 4-yard line. Croyle, quick pass to the corner. That would be a prayer of being completed. Jeff Webb was the nearest receiver.
And he was imploring for a flag.
I think the officials are a little arm-weary by now.
What do you think the NFL record is for consecutive plays with a flag? There's Jared Allen. Frustrated like I'm sure a lot of the Chiefs. His play has been at a really high level. Don't drop much criticism all season long. Yeah, don't drop a lot of his ball.
Croyle on the move, looking, throws, incomplete.
To whom? Who was the intended target on that, Greg? I'll let you figure it out.
There he is. He was as close as anyone.
Third goal from the 2.
X factor. How long do you think you have to be in makeup?
I wonder how long you
that look.
I wonder how long you have to be in the shower to wash it off.
How long would it take? I mean, if you had somebody else doing it, how long would that take?
Too long. Third and goal. Croyle pump fakes, then throws, incomplete. Gonzalez, the intended receiver, and Dre Bly has had a hand in just about everything here today.
Well, Dre Bly at 5'10", obviously giving up a whole lot of yardage to Tony Gonzalez at 6'5". But this guy can leap, even being a 10-year player.
One of the things you know the guys will be talking about on the post-game show, St. Louis chalking up a victory.
You know, you mentioned the cornerbacks in this game. How about the 4 guys? Dre Bly, Champ Bailey, Ty Law, and Patrick Surtain. Now, they could sit down and tell a few stories, couldn't they?
4th down. Breuer. Going to go down back at the 15-yard line, courtesy of Tim Crowder.
Quarterback sacked by Tim Crowder.
That is the 4th sack of the day for the Denver Broncos. And 1 snap of the ball will bring this one to an end.
Well, Nick Ferguson there gave Mike Shanahan a huge bear hug. This is a hard place to come in and win. I don't care what kind of year the Chiefs are having. Winning at Arrowhead is to be savored and enjoyed if you're the visitor.
Jay Cutler takes a knee, and with that, the Denver Broncos will go back to Denver with a hard-fought victory here in Kansas City. Mike Shanahan, Herm Edwards meet at midfield. There have been prettier games to watch, but they're all appreciated when you're below 500. Mike Shanahan and the Broncos a winner for Dan Deerdorf. Greg Gumbel off to James Brown at the NFL Today in New York.
AFC West race when Elvis Dummerville got to the Chiefs QB Damon Huard, and Nate Webster picked up the forced fumble and returned it 17 yards for the touchdown. The Broncos snapped a 2-game losing streak.
Brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance.
And